game. Darren Smith with a chance to boot the first goal of the game from about 15 or 20 metres out. Oh, I think he's just slid it through. Fine goal to Smith. And the Magpies are on their way. One goal. The Bays haven't scored. Played less than a minute of the fifth and final game in the Escort Cup for these two sides, unless, of course, one of them makes the final.
Port Adelaide going towards the golf course end, the Bays towards the lakeside end. Should be a great game, good crowd in attendance. At the moment, you couldn't wish for better playing conditions. Lovely mild autumn night, very little breeze. Russell Johnston in ruck for Port Adelaide, geeing his side up, and why not? Open the game in sparkling style. One goal on the board. The Bays yet to open their account. Johnston, big opportunity, tackled strongly by Maynard. We'll see another bounce down in the centre of the ground. Rowan Smith returning to the Port Adelaide lineup tonight. Of course, Glenelg without Peter Carey. High bounce. Johnston takes it. Had an airy. Marshall got a quick kick forward up towards the half-forward flank. Chance for Kidney. Got the handball out quickly too. Maynard goes short. Woodlands couldn't handle it. Harvey Cammett, he's tackled very strongly. Bays appealing for the holding the ball. Umpire having nothing to do with it. Bounce down. The Bays into attack. Plays up high. Whistle is gone. The free kick will go the way of the Magpies in the back pocket.
Yes, Dennis Erry's son, Michael, was about to shoot off with it, but it's got to go back to big Russell Johnson. Kicks the ball out of defence up towards centre wing. Big leap there, not successful. West. Cruz got it out. They go into attack now up towards the half-forward line. Well taken in defence by Michael Erry. He's at centre-half back for Port Adelaide at the moment to send the Magpies out. A goal to nothing in the first 3 minutes of the Escort Cup. You're watching it live on 7 Sport. Erry comes out, or thinks it comes out towards Boyd, but he's going in short. Well, the kicker's not all that good. Going through, Simpson had to work hard for it. The umpire said holding the ball, and the free kick will go the way of Cruz. And I reckon he could almost kick the distance from here. If he gets onto one, it'll go through. Max Cruz, a chance to score the first one for the Bays this evening. Little or no breeze here at Footy Park, and the kick is going to be short, marginally so. Johnson up, can't bring it down. Kidney can't find the footy. A chance for them to get out through Geneva. Boots it back centre field. Almost taking the mark there was 29 for Glenelg, who was McIndoe, but he can't do it. He's out of defence at the moment, or he's not at full back where he normally is. Kernahan, Murphy on the left leg, puts it into the pocket. Out comes Seabohm. Fine mark, close to the ground, and he's about 35-40 metres out, but a very difficult angle indeed. Seabohm left full forward pocket against his natural kicking foot. Let's have a look at it again. Got down low, did it well. His kick underway. It's a nice looking kick, just short. Port Adelaide go for the thump, and they cart it through their own goal line for a point. It's the first of the Bays. Port Adelaide is a goal.
Played 4 minutes of the opening quarter. Port Adelaide against Glenelg, the Escort Cup. Live on 7 Sport. David Harvey at fullback. Going towards the outer side. Greg Boyd's made a very strong lead out there. Have to go and chase it. He does. Gets his kick away. It's a bit of a grubber towards centre wing. All the bounce, clean bowled Rowan Smith. Dale Albie's got plenty of pace though. He picks it up. Handball back to Smith. To Albie, and away go Port Adelaide over half forward. Oh, Stephen Curtis has got an absolute panic. He'll walk in towards goals. Curtis's kick is underway, and he's popped it straight through. Port 2 goals. The Bays 1 point.
Well, that's loose checking there from the Bays, but Curtis has made the play. Coming up from the back pocket. And it's now 2 goals to a point. Well, Curtis, I'm just trying to find out where he's playing. He was on the half-forward line at the moment, but obviously playing centre tonight. And he slipped down through the half-forward line, made the break, loose checking, and he kicked their second goal, and a fine one it was.
Stephen Curtis at centre tonight. Greg Anderson again in the injury wars. Played just the 1 game so far this season. The umpire's going to ask for that ball to go all the way back to Peter Maynard. Maynard will look to drive the Bays into attack. It's a long kick up towards centre half forward. Big pack develops, comes off hands, but the whistle's gone. Free kick going the way of the Magpies. I think Russell Johnston will take it for Port Adelaide. He does. We'll go short. Centre of the ground. Up high was McDermott. Couldn't complete the mark. Geneva there as well. McDermott's free kick. We'll play it on quickly to Stringer. Thought about the handball, but it's got players loose on the half-forward flank. Choice of two, Woodlands and Cruz. Cruz, he sold the dummy. Got around two Port Adelaide players, and boom, the ball up towards full forward. Was looking for Seabohm, but well done Johnston. He'll play it on. O'Brien out wide to Boyd, and Port Adelaide can build. He'll go short. Terrible kick looking for Rowan Smith. Again, Smith clean bowl. That's twice this quarter. McDermott. Ball forward. Ball will fall in no man's territory. Big chance now for Ross Gibbs. He's playing in a forward pocket at the moment. Great handball out. Here's a chance for the Bays now. Butterick, a beauty.
And this is Luigi Calamari, famous ladies man and Grand Prix racer.
Luigi! Luigi!
This one is just for you.
Hey, Luigi, GTX2, she's ready to go.
It is the better, GTX2. In my car, my engine will have a bonds of protection.
If your car's worth a few extra cents, it's worth Castrol GTX2.
The Magpies 2 goals, the Bays 1-1 after a fairly slow start. Port's out of the block in a flash, but now the Bays have started to steady. At the centre bounce, a repeat. West almost got the kick away. Stringer, only as far, however, to Harrison. Harrison just the check side of the centre line to put the Magpies into attack. Up towards Smith, gets a leap away. Murphy at the back. Rowan Smith gets rid of Murphy. Through for Port Adelaide went Phillips. The ball comes back to West, and in turn Stringer. Out wide, that's well placed. Centre wing, David Kernahan takes a wide arc and puts it back beautifully to the half-forward line. Maynard there, clear on the half-forward line if they get up to Butterick. Looking now inboard, or gives a handball away quickly to Woodlands. 35 metres out, goes home with a long one on the Bays. They got the second. 2-1 they lead the Magpies, 2 goals.
World-famous Australian adventurer Ben Croft explores the treacherous waters of the Torres Strait this Sunday night in the world around us.
Magic and sorcery once dominated their lives.
And finds a place steeped in violent history.
This set the mood for collecting trophy heads of any shipwreck savant.
And present-day danger.
That's a really big whaler, a possible threat.
The Treacherous Strait, next on the world around us, 6:30 Sunday on 7.
8 minutes into the game, and what a beauty it is. 2-1 the Bays, 2 goals, Port Adelaide. Wayne Stringer repulsing another attack, kicks towards centre wing. Up went West very high. Alan Stringer caught, lost it. Asked to play on, but now players can't get it clear, and the umpire will bounce. Centre wing, outer side, 1 point the difference. Guess who? Happy little Tigerites. West against Russell Johnson. Greg Boyd got flattened as he got a kick towards half forward. McIndoe in trouble. More vigorous work from Curtis. Jenner for the opportunity. Curtis butters up again. Murphy stems the tide. Now the handball is clear. Chance there for Dolkin. Getting clear Murphy. Playing at centre half back tonight. The Bays have switched Cruz. Into goal goes Laube. Fires it in, but he's offline. And a point only. Oh, great chance when begging, Rick.
A big chance for Dale Laube. Did that ball well, though. Just a little bit too quick with the kick. Could have had a fraction more time to steady. Kick out from fullback. Scott Hazelgrove towards the outer side. Oh, up high, Russell Johnson. Good mark. He started well for Port Adelaide. He's the man that's got the lead them this year. Second telling mark. High kick up towards full forward. Smith put underneath it off the back. O'Brien tried to kick over the head. It's extremely close, but just offline and through for a point. Port Adelaide now 2-2. They lead the Bays by just 1 point on 2-1.
No doubt about Port and Glenelg. They bring the crowd in. A good one here tonight, and what a night for footy. That is to watch it. Might be a bit warm for the players. Well done there. Dowkin gets the ball over to Greg Boyd. He fires one in, but gee, it's off the side of his boot. And the Collingwood recruit puts it out on the full, and the penalty free kick will be taken back in defence by Donovan. Hazelgrove.
The kick from Hazelgrove travels towards centre half back. Could have been a free kick there to Alan Stringer. Oh, good handball from Greg Boyd. Rowan Smith taps it on. Strong work again by Rowan Smith as he snaps in towards goal. Offline, point only.
During Patterson's Quick Smart sale, be quick for loads of bargains to be cleared before Easter. Get in quick. 3-piece lounge suite going for $8.99. Be smart. Ignis fridges moving for $6.99 and many more bargains at Patterson's. So be quick smart.
Played 11 minutes of the first quarter. The Bays come out of defence. McDermott with it on centre wing, grandstand side. Got Kernahan supporting. Oh, McDermott maybe trying to do too much. Kernahan plucked it out of the air. Goes over centre wing. Looking for Butterick. He had front spot. Ball out of bounds and we'll see a throw in.
2-3 to 2-1. The opening has been hectic. Johnson. He's going to have a big duel tonight with Jim West at the throw in. Johnson gets the thump away. Couldn't find a rover. McDermott tries to crash the tackle. Donovan under pressure as well. And the umpire will ball it up. Umpire Colin Ricketts at centre wing. 2-3 to 2-1. 11 minutes gone plus in the first quarter. West against Johnson. Line ball that one. Johnson's got the ball underneath him. The umpire will have to ball it up again. Still at centre wing.
Almost 12 minutes into the quarter. 2 points the difference. Port Adelaide on top. Umpire Ricketts and Graham Hilton officiating in this match. And just one more minor round Escort Cup game to go. That's the clash tomorrow at Renmark between West Adelaide and South Adelaide. You'll be seeing that live on 7 Sport from 2 p.m. Maynard bounced his way down the centre wing to half forward. Almost Seabohm. At the back, Craig Ebert. Just a fraction too slow. John Harvey's not. Beautiful pass to Rowan Smith. Now they can build up here. Off goes Simpson. The kick is long towards half forward. Darren Smith a chance at the back. McIndoe gets it out wide. West going to be run down. Oh, strong tackle O'Brien. Took too long, did West. Boyd, Leslie, O'Brien should get it next. O'Brien, had to stand under that a long time, but stood his ground firmly. It was the thundering hooves of Scott Salisbury bearing down on him. The kick from O'Brien is not a good one, and Wayne Stringer does the mobbing up.
Wayne Stringer will go towards the outer side. David Marshall on a long lead. Safe pair of hands, David Marshall. One of the best kicks in the league. Towards centre wing, looking for Peter Maynard. He's covering a lot of territory as Maynard. He's run about 30 metres along the grandstand wing, and now he's on the outer side. Maynard with possession. Just 2 points the difference. The Magpies in front. Lead's being made on the half-forward flank. It's a high ball coming in. Players underneath the fall of it. And Craig Ebert, a nice safe mark. Look, grandstand side. This will be Greg Boyd, who's got a paddock to play with. He gets a favourable bounce. He'll be away. He is, and he's off. Kick number 5. Won't quite reach Darren Smith. Hazelgrove read it beautifully at fullback. Got a tough job tonight on Smith, but doing it well so far.
Hazelgrove, a relative newcomer to the Bays. West against Boyd, the big fellow up, can't bring it down. Jennifer with a chance, half forward line, puts it in the air for Smith. The big fella comes thundering out, and the umpires paid the mark. It was possibly his own player that took it off him in the end, but he had a firm grip of the leather. Mark number 2 and a chance to kick goal number 2. One grab, whoop, or did he? Well, you saw it in replay. He's got the foot in, that's what counts. 35 metres out. Right in front. The kick is a shocker. It's off line, 1 point only, 2-4 to 2-1.
Sunday night, a bizarre story of contempt and deprivation, where a dark secret is exposed to reveal a wicked game of life or death. Kirk Douglas, Elizabeth Montgomery in the Adelaide television premiere of Amos, 8:30 Sunday on 7.
3 points the difference. We've had 14.5 minutes of play. The kick in came grandstand side, and Alan Stringer was at the bottom of that. Russell Johnson competed against him. Graham Hilton to bounce. West beat Johnson on that one. Jennifer throws it out, but only as far as Alan Stringer. Now the Bays can build. Up goes Maynard again. We saw him running this side just a few moments ago. He's had 4. Can go further than that if he wanted to. Now the kick. He's been unloaded. FAD is going to be paid. John Simpson fell for that one. You could almost see Maynard asking him to come to meet him, and when he did, he took the dive. Butterick's got the FAD. 30 metres out, horrible kick. Pushed it across, didn't even make the distance, but it's a Glenelg mark, no doubt about that. And Woodlands has got it in the other pocket, but this time about 15 metres from goal. A goal will put the Bays in front. Craig Woodlands has kicked one. Oh, he's pushed that right across. They're back out of bounds again. Well, could you believe it, Rick?
Terrible mistake. Out of bounds on the full, would you believe it? Approaching 16 minutes of the first quarter, Martin Leslie with the ball for the Magpies. Will go short, and he'll find John Harvey. So Harvey from almost the back pocket. It's got Rowan Smith and Dowkin on centre wing. The kick is high. Johnston got up high, couldn't get the second grab. Quick kick goes forward though, and the Magpies into attack. Chance now for Dale Lowby. Spears out the handball to find Ginniver. His kick up towards full forward. Smith and Hazelgrove over the head. The chase is on it. Brian's got the pace. Will he pick it up? He does. He'll walk into the open goal. Port Adelaide 3-4. The Bays 2-1.
Because everyone can constantly update a rental TV from Canberra TV, it's like having a set with a built-in fountain of youth. But what could be smarter than that?
Nobody can like Canberra can.
3-4 to 2-1. Port Adelaide lead 17 minutes into the first quarter. Port still with a chance to get into the grand final of the Escort Cup on April 29, but they must win tonight. West against Johnston. Johnston's tap away to the half-forward line. Maynard almost working hard. Over the top is Lowby. The umpire said he's been hauled to the ground, and the free kick will go the way of Peter Maynard. Having a burster in the first quarter. Kick away towards the half-forward line. Looking up there for Cruz, playing centre half-forward this evening. Simpson back in defence. Dummies nicely. Leslie, centre half-back, puts in the long one. Up towards Phillips. Can't quite bring it down. Stringer hasn't got the footy. They go in hard. Wayne Stringer this time. Puts one out towards Marshall. Donovan there in support. Lowby and Simpson, and the umpire will bounce.
Glenelg about to make a change. Coming on for them is Jeff Winton, or is he? Yes, waiting on the sidelines. The runner is out in the middle at the moment. The Bays are trailing by 9 points as we go to the 18-minute mark. Salisbury out in front of Ginniver will take that mark. He's off too. Umpire Ricketts calling him to play on. The kick is not a good one. Russell Johnson takes the defensive mark. Kick to the centre. Oh, up high went David Kernahan. Alan Stringer handball is out wide. Kidney caught one high. Now they're going to pay the advantage. Good umpiring. Off goes Marshall. Look at that pass. Magnificent disposal of the ball from David Marshall. And Seabohm has the chance. He's gone into the pocket. There's a player loose, but in fact the ball will have to come back. There's going to be a 15-metre penalty. And this is where the free kick occurred. A little earlier, Kidney got one a bit high. So the result of all that is that Seabohm's got the shot from goal, 30 metres out. He's nudged it through. No problems with that. Seabohm boots his first. 3-1 the Bays, 3-4 Port.
Sigrid Thornton, she defied tradition and broke the hearts of the men who dared to love her. John Waters, he battled to tame the raging river and the woman he had to have.
I can't bloody live without you.
Sponsored by Mrs. McGregor's, the adventure and romance of All the Rivers Run, commencing 7:30 Monday on 7.
Great first quarter, Port Adelaide by just 3 points. Bit of ding-dong first quarter, and it certainly paves the way for what's promising to be a great night of football action. Beautiful conditions as Donovan gives the ball out to Stringer. Stringer goes looking for Woodlands. Out there with him is John Harvey. Harvey used the body well, almost the fingertip mark. Now he's run down. Whistle's gone. Too high, says the umpire. And John Harvey with a free kick on the half-back flank. Another look at this. Definite over-the-shoulder decision. Umpire spot on. Short kick from Harvey. Port Adelaide will move into attack from centre wing. Looking for Phillips. Murphy spoiled away nicely from behind. Kidney with the run of the ball at the moment. He's got the pace and time to have a look. Player running out wide is Donovan. Donovan from centre wing. He's been put under plenty of pressure there. Well, that looked a bit high, but play on the call. McDermott finally run down by Simpson. Port Adelaide's strength. They're running in numbers at the moment. The handball comes out. Oh, this way, that away. Over the top, Dale Lowby. Salisbury. What a great defender. In fact, made that Murphy. Great work, Murphy. Oh, the handball was a bit loose, though. High kick comes in. Players will set themselves. Smith will fly late with Hazelgrove. Hazelgrove got the fist of the ball and the chasers on towards grandstand side. 2 against 1. Gibbs was working hard for it. Now it'll come his way. He started the game in the forward pocket. Looks like Coach Corns has made a few moves. Stringer under plenty of pressure. It's well done by Ginnivan. Chance now for Boyd. Oh, he was nearly taken clean out of the game by Stringer. He'll get the free kick on the half-forward flank. Desperate play. The kick number 6 for Greg Boyd. He's had a good first quarter, and umpire Ricketts is going to give 15 metres as well. In fact, the siren has gone, so this kick by Greg Boyd will give Port Adelaide a golden opportunity to lead at first quarter break. At the moment, they lead a slender 3 points. True kick here would make it 9. Taking plenty of time, Greg Boyd. Kick's underway. He's got the distance. The accuracy looks pretty good as well. Great kick by Greg Boyd after the siren. His first at quarter time. Port Adelaide 4-4. Glenelg 3-1.
What a great first quarter that has been by both sides. It's been fast and furious from the outset. The bodies have been going hard, and players from both sides have been evident. In the first quarter, it's certainly been Maynard's quarter as far as the Bays are concerned. It's been a more even bunch with Port Adelaide's Russell Johnson doing good work in attack. Curtis getting some touches centre field, and O'Brien kicking that fine goal. But it's anyone's game. 28 points to 19. There it is. 4-4 to 3-1. Quarter time here at Footy Park in the Escort Cup.
Drive a million miles. Ford Care is caring for you. Ford caring for your budget too.
Engine tune-up from $50. Front wheel alignment, $24. Front wheel balance, $18. Automatic transmission service, $45.
Ford Care is caring for you. Ford caring for your budget too.
Engine tune-up, front wheel alignment, front wheel balance, automatic transmission service. Book in now at your Ford dealer. Offer closes April 30.
Every home has a dark, dingy room that never gets any sun, and power bills are high enough without running lights during the day. It's a great relief to know that Stratco have broken through again with their low-cost Stratco light.
G'day, fellas.
Using transparent roofing sheets or acrylic tiles, Stratco light can be expertly installed for around $200 in less than a day.
It's all coming back to it, huh?
Stratco light, the light, fantastic.
This could be your lucky day.
The end of the rainbow is here. So come to the casino and play.
This could be your lucky day.
The biggest thing in your letterbox this year is the Bow Repairs catalogue. Inside you'll find the most comprehensive range of value-priced tyres. Steel radials from just $69.90. There's a huge selection of performance and off-road tyres and wheels to suit all driving conditions for a price that won't be beaten. And batteries from only $42.50. For big savings on the biggest range of tyres, wheels and batteries, check the Bow Repairs catalogue. Check your tyres, check our prices.
A new life begins for James and Helen this Sunday night in All Creatures Great and Small.
Mr. Allen, just come to read the tests on the couch.
Oh, aye.
Tristan brushes up for his exams.
Explain, please, what you know of Listerella monocytogenes.
Listerella monocytogenes.
And James tries on the very latest in accessories. Every vet should own one.
Hello.
All Creatures Great and Small, 7:30 Sunday on 7.
The 1987 Escort Cup, $40,000 to the winner. Grand final April 29 between Woodville and any one of Central District, Port Adelaide and West Adelaide. We'll know that pretty soon. Very good game here at quarter time. As you can see, Port Adelaide 4-4, the Bays 3-1, and a row of 7 players there who've kicked singles for both sides. Graham Campbell, a centre-half forward, could be a problem spot, or I think is a problem spot for the Bays. We've seen Jim West there, we've seen Craig Butterick, and we see Max Cruz there tonight. Do you see any one of those players being the answer?
Well, Peter, I've been quite happy with Max Cruz tonight. To be quite, you know, honest about the whole thing. He's done a couple of good things so far. It is a hard position to play. You know, if you get three touches a quarter, you're doing relatively well. I think that's 3 touches more than Greg Phillips has had so far at centre-half forward for Port. You know, not that Mike Murphy's done much, but he's nullified the star player in Phillips thus far. Look, Pete, what's impressed me so much is the crackerjack pace the game's been played at. We've seen 3 brilliant dashes, electrifying dashes by Peter Maynard, 2 over this side and 1 over the far side, and really is being played at a pace that indicates to me both these sides are finely tuned for the opening league round next week.
Yeah, I think that's good news too, because Port Adelaide play Sturt here at Football Park next week, and of course Glenelg play Norwood at the Parade, and Channel 7 will be covering both games. Looking forward to that, Graham?
Oh, what do you reckon? Oh, it's going to be a great opening, Peter. I'll be doing the 4th game, and I don't care where that is. I'll be there with bells on.
Yeah, I think Graham's idea of utopia is to pitch a tent here at Football Park, close to the liniment and the grass.
I'll be there, mate.
Second quarter, pretty close to starting. Your commentators, Rick Keegan, David Darcy and Ian Day.
4-4 to 3-1 at the start of the second quarter. The Magpies by 9 points, and what a great start it's been. Johnson tried to hook the ball back to Geneva. He gets taken out by Leslie, his own man, and the umpire's going to have to come back and repeat the bounce. 4-4 to 3-1. There's a bit of a breeze down here at Footy Park now, and the players will appreciate that because it's been pretty warm, I can tell you. Rowan Smith trying to get it out was Donovan. Marshall got it a bit further afield towards centre wing. Wayne Stringer leading in the race, nowhere to go as down he goes. The umpire said play on. Simpson got a high tackle. Curtis burrows in the hard, tough contest of football at the moment.
9 points the difference as umpire Ricketts puts it down, or Phillips got a good tap, but it's only gone as far as Alan Stringer. Salisbury up over the top he goes. It gives Wayne Stringer a chance, but coming through strongly Port Adelaide. O'Brien to Johnston, into the pocket it goes. Oh, well done, Gibbs. He is a sensational mark, Ross Gibbs. That was a good one. Not his best, of course, but it was a fine mark. Got himself to the front. Got a little bit of a tap on the head too, but took it in beautifully. Kernahan got the pass. Now Birch Long to centre half forward. Leslie a chance at the back. Woodlands. A long handball searches for McDermott. Flanked by Maynard. He's playing well, Maynard. A long kick in towards the goal area is offline and out of bounds on the full.
Don't forget, a big day coming up tomorrow as far as the Touring Car Championships. We'll have highlights of that for you coming your way at 10:30. 90 minutes of great action from Lakeside. A little bit wet there today for qualifying. Glenn Seaton on pole position, but should be a great race. Play comes off hands for Jeff Whitten can keep it in, and we'll see a throw in grandstand side. Been a great game so far. It's continuing in the vein of the first quarter. At the moment, 4-4-4, Glenelg 3-1. Throw in. He's got up high. Marshall end up with the ball. He kicked it high, not extremely long, covers about 20 metres. Kidney got a tap to it. True's a big chance. He's on the left foot. He gets the kick away. It's a wobbly old one and just through for a point. So Glenelg move along. They're 3-2. That's 20 points, trailing Port on 4-4-28.
Harvey to kick the ball back into play. Gets a lead from Simpson this side, but goes out to the outer side where Curtis has come down from the centre field to take the kick in. Oh, he kicks out straight out on the full. That was a poor kick, and the free kick over there will go to David Kernahan. Got to go and get it himself, not getting a lot of help from the Port Adelaide player. 4-4 to 3-2. The Bays into attack again short. Marshall stood on the half-forward line. Kick number 5. Going in longer this time, looking for Seabohm. Gets his hands to it, can't complete it as the ball tumbles out of play about 20 metres around from the behind post.
But David Harvey's turned into a very fine defender for Port Adelaide, playing at full-back, and he's making it very difficult for Seabohm, as he is for most full forwards that are playing the game. Johnston got over the top, heaved one out in the direction of Boyd. Now John Harvey, very fine player last week was John Harvey. The kick towards centre wing. Phillips in the middle of that pack, couldn't take it. Wayne Stringer does, off hands, read it beautifully. Bangs it back to centre half forward. Russell Johnson went one-handed, mopping up John Harvey, but the tackle was good from Kidney. Chance for the Bays. It's a loose ball at half forward. Well, Alan Stringer took his eyes right off it. Umpire Ricketts will move in and bounce it about 35 metres away from the Bay goal.
Just on 4 minutes gone of the second quarter. Bounce down, the Bays into attack. Not a good bounce from umpire Ricketts. Johnson got his hand onto it. Robin Kidney working hard on the bottom of that pack. The nest of Magpies come in to hold the ball up. At the moment, they're leading by 8 points. Escort Cup action coming your way live on 7 Sport. The bounce down. Johnston got his hand to that one. Looked for Ginniver. It's over the top of his head. The kick goes forward up towards the full forward position. The 231s, Harvey and Seabohm. Harvey wins out, but he's quite content to run over the boundary line.
Don't forget Renmark tomorrow, live on 7 at 2 o'clock. The Escort Cup game between West Adelaide and South, and that's one of the games that could decide who, or most certainly will decide, who is in the final on April 29. 4-4 to 3-2. The ball out of bounds, same spot. The Bays having it in their attacking area, but can't do much with it at the moment. Butterick waiting for Johnson. I don't think he'll go against him, or he is, giving away a few centimetres. Line ball, that one. Ginniver high towards the half back line. Stringer's got to wait his ground there. Did it well, showed a lot of courage. Kernahan against O'Brien or Harrison, and is at the back. Can't get it out. Harrison tries to burrow his way through Winton, and the umpire will be forced to ball it up once more.
5 minutes gone, 8 points the difference. Port on top. 4-4 to 3-2, and it's a great game of Escort Cup football. Umpire Ricketts puts it down, or Butterick, totally outreached by Johnson, gives Ginniver an armchair ride. Boyd to John Harvey. Chance to bounce himself down the outer wing. Boots long. James West getting back. Phillips went one-handed. The ball has gone over the line.
Very keen Port Adelaide supporter. He's got the best view in the house at the moment. Why not? It's been a great game and it should continue. Throw in on the outer side at the moment. Jim West against Phillips. Maybe Phillips the tap. Got it towards Lau. He had an area with a kick. Bottom of the pack there was Maynard. He shovelled the ball out towards the boundary line, and the game will see a stalemate on that outer side. 4-4 plays 3-2. Just the 1 point being kicked so far in this quarter, going the way of the Bays. We've played almost 6 minutes of footy. Play at the moment on the outer side. Tap from Phillips goes forward. Chance now for Port Adelaide to build. Kick from Lowby up towards Smith. He had front spot, and then Hazelgrove took it away from him. Off hands, chance for Ginniver. It's a high kick. Port Adelaide are going to come out in front though. Good diving mark by O'Brien. He'll go back, settle himself and have a shot for goal. The angle about 45 degrees. They have no problems at all with the distance. It's only about 20 metres. Michael O'Brien, who kicked 1 goal, 1 in the first quarter. Chance to bang through his second with kick number 4. It's taken plenty of time. It's an important kick too. Breeze just starting to freshen a little. Still very calm conditions for footy. O'Brien lines up, looks good off the boot, although just drifting away, and he's missed it. Popped it through for a point. Port Adelaide 4-5, the Bays 3-2.
When you saw the Breeze take that ball away, it looked like it was going in close to the goal post, but the Breeze obviously wafting in from that northwestern area, took it across the face of goal. Murphy to Marshall, one-handed. He got a loose ball, a chance now. Phillips could mow him, lay him down. He missed, fortunately for Marshall. Cleverly done by Kidney towards centre wing. Maynard hooks it back in field. Cruz there, can't quite. Oh, brilliantly taken by Big Jim if he can get his boot to the footy. Edges it in towards full forward. Here's a chance. Woodlands, well shepherded, lay down goal. Could not miss. Oh, he did! Oh, he's missed it! Unbelievable! 4-5 to 3-3.
Oh, can't believe that. Beautiful shepherding by Seabohm. Now he put it on the banana and just dragged it. No need to do that. He could have used the drop punt and bisected the goals, but bad miss. Kick in. We'll find Greg Boyd. Boyd, 7th kick, playing very well, Greg Boyd. Cruz up before acceptances, and in so doing got into the back of a Port Adelaide player. Free kick to Port as they lead by 8 points. Kick towards half forward. At the back was Murphy. Alan Stringer. Maynard in the thick of things again. Wayne Stringer towards half forward, and Harrison's in the way.
Bill Harrison from the edge of the square. Sort of lead grandstand side from Russell Johnston, but Salisbury read it well. The bounce didn't favour the smaller player in Salisbury. Johnston now pushes aside Kidney. Did that with ease. And have a look at the Magpies go from here. O'Brien again. Away he goes. Got plenty of dash. That kick again offline. He's hooked that one. And just scraped it through for a behind. Port 4-6. The Bays 3-3. But strong work there from Russell Johnston.
Beautifully done for a big man. tangoed like Fred Astaire. 1 feet of Michael O'Brien, really an explosive player. He's kicking, letting him down at the moment. Ball finds on the half-back line Maynard. He's everywhere. Further afield to Donovan's going to have to make a metre to get there, close to the line. Here's a chance now. Simpson makes a metre, drives Port Adelaide into attack again. Only Jennifer home, but it's Gibbs for the Bows who gets the big chest behind and takes the easy mark. Well, this way it has to go back on the left leg, but he's petty dexterous and gets it out towards Cruz. He's come down from centre half forward, gives a chance now. McDermott, Stringer runs him into a bit of trouble. Beautifully done to Marshall. The Bay's moving it well. Big Jim West doesn't know where to go. Finally gets the kick away, but it's smothered off the boot. Airy in defence. Uses his body well. Joined by Ebert and Port Adelaide out of defence, and we'll find Lowby on the outer side.
Well, Butter intercepted well. It gives Cruz a chance. The Ebert kick was a good one, but Cruz has rolled over the line and out of play. Sevens Big League starts next Saturday at 9:30 p.m, so whatever you do. 2 hours of top footy coming your way on 7. 9:30 next Saturday night. Port Adelaide, Sue Harrison go deep into attack. Chance at the back for Darren Smith. Oh, he left it behind. Look at the blistering pace of O'Brien. Solid in defence is Gibbs, but he needs help. Gets it from Hazelgrove. Nowhere to go. The handball is out wild. Wayne Stringer boots it off the ground. Was it kicking to the danger? No, says the umpire, and there'll be a throw in left half forward flank. 4-6 the Magpies, 3-3 the Bays. The difference is 9 points. Rick Keegan.
Throw in. Off hands it comes. Official no man's territory. Port Adelaide, though, a big chance. Picked up now by Dalton. A terrible left-handed handball. Real sloppy one. Big chance for the Bays to build. Maynard, he's had a ton of kicks. Booms that one up towards the full forward pocket. Getting back on it. It's very well done and spoiled away from Kidney. It's good work there from Michael Airy. Michael Airy. Be happy at the moment. Port leading by 9 points. Not a big lead, though. The Bays quite capable of storming back into the match. Throw in. Russell Johnston, and everything right so far for Port Adelaide. Kidney off hand, still trying to worm his way out of that pack. He's finally pinged with the ball, but the umpire says it was held to him. No free kick, and we'll see the bounce down. Kidney may have been a little bit unlucky there, though when you're trying to crash your way through a pack of 3 or 4 players. Johnston, oh, the tap came backwards, but completely missed Rowan Smith. Marshall to Kernahan. Now Kernahan's got some time. He'll boom it up towards full forward position. Seabohm back there. Harvey from behind. Taken off hands by Ebert to Stephen Curtis. And Curtis has got plenty of time and space to work with. Kick number 4 for Curtis tonight. Playing at centre, O'Brien and Salisbury. Salisbury spoils away, but O'Brien has shown plenty of pace and he'll win himself the free kick. It's at centre wing at the moment. Having a quiet look. Glenelg defence picking up their opponents very quickly as O'Brien goes for the high kick in. Smith came a long way out from goals. West off hands. Cruz taps it forward. Whistle gone. Free kick will go the way of the Bays.
Cruz started at centre half forward. If he's still there, he's a long way out of his spot at the moment at centre half back. Beautifully pinpoints Kidney. Off goes Seabohm now, but he's going home with a long one. Harvey's going to have to get back. I don't think he's going to make it. Oh, what a goal, Kidney! He's first. The Bays 4-3. Port Adelaide 4-6.
Me and my mates, we think Australia's great.
At Berkeley Australia Exhaust Centres, you get real Aussie value for money because we're real Aussie muffler specialists. Berkeley mufflers are made in our own Australian factory and come with the Berkeley no worries guarantee.
No worries. Drive in for a quote and let the Berkeley blokes put Australia under your car.
See you soon.
Port Adelaide are back in front with that great goal. They lead by 3 points as we go past the 13-minute mark of the second quarter. In fact, it was a goal of the Bays that have brought them up to within 3 points. Kidney goal it was. Salisbury boots the Bays out of trouble towards half forward. Always a chance again for them. Woodlands gets a bounce. He does. He can go all the way, Woodlands. The kick is long, but it's not accurate. 1 point only. A goal to Kidney and then a point to Woodlands. And the Bays are back within 2 points.
Port Adelaide bench looking on in earnest, and why not? Bays are just starting to pepper the goals. And Russell Johnston has given away the free kick. It's going to go the way of Max Cruz. Starting to work his way into this game now is Max. This will be kick number 6. It's a long way out. It's going to take a great kick. Obviously fancies himself as Cruz comes in. Puts it up high. Now the breeze is just taking that away. Didn't allow enough and popped it through for a behind. So the Bays are now 4-5. Port Adelaide 4 goals 6.
Moving up on 15 minutes. Second quarter. Escort Cup, 5th and final round. Ball well taken there by Harrison on the half-back line. No, that's Hodges, the new boy. Hodges moves the ball to the half-forward line. Phillips, who hasn't been able to get into the game, takes it well, whips out a 30-metre handball. Beautifully done. If Harvey can keep it in play, he can't, and it trickles out in front of him at centre wing. 4-6 plays 4-5.
Lead is 1 point. It's a great game of footy. Russell Ebert shading his eyes. No, son. Phillips against West. Bit of body contact there. The ball finished with Harrison. Came back to that player as he boots again into the pocket. Oh, Gibbs again. Superb judgment. And tacks across the ground. It's given Marshall a chance to leap over Simpson. Didn't need to in the finish, because the ball was clear of that man, and Marshall takes his 3rd mark. Bit of a dust-up behind play. Maynard and Greg Boyd are at it. In the meantime, it's Jeff Wyndham with the ball. Now, let's see if he can get the ball, fellas. You might have to hurry, because the Wyndham kick is a beauty. Oh, what a goal, Jeff Wyndham. Right half-forward flank. Bootsie's first, and the Bays are in front. 5-5 to 4-6.
Tuesday night, Wayne is faced with financial ruin.
With the company accountant, we had a land deal going, a huge investment. It's fallen through. And wiped out, Ginny.
And Debbie and Craig take the plunge.
I've decided that we should get a flat together.
Sons and Daughters, 7:30 Tuesday on 7.
Escort Cup action live on 7 Sport, and what a game at the moment. Port led by 9 points at quarter time. The Bays now lead by 5. It's been a good second quarter for them. Kicked 2 goals 4 towards the golf course end, and away they go again. Scott Salisbury will go short. He's got Woodlands on a lead. It's over his head. He's got a bit of pace though. Boyd couldn't get him. Great work, Woodlands. The handball will go over the top. Maynard are running to the goal, onto the boot. But a shocker of a kick and out of bounds on the fall. Well, Maynard had to deliver it quickly. He did, but off the side of the boot for kick number 10.
About the first mistake he's made all night. He's been positively brilliant. Michael Airy, who had a bad year last year with injury, back now, kicks towards the line and it's out of play. Half-forward right flank, a throw in, 4-6 to 5-5. The Bays by 5 points. Tough, rough game, but then again, historically, you expect that between two sides, Glenelg and Port Adelaide. Kidney trying to barge his way through there was Winton. He won't get out, and umpire Ricketts for the bounce.
5 points the difference, and the Bays are in front at the 17-minute mark. Russell Johnston will jump against Max Cruz. Johnson won it. John Harvey unloaded. Ginniver missed it. Butterick booms it in towards goal, but he's put it out of bounds on the full.
Glenelg by 5 points. David Harvey with the ball. He's at full back tonight for Port Adelaide. Plenty of players grandstand side. In fact, David Harvey a little bit undecided where to go. He booms it in long now. Rowan Smith will fly from behind. Almost a great mark to Rowan Smith. Off hands, chance for McDermott. Easily gets around Boyd and puts a high ball in. Not a bad kick by McDermott. Not quite going to make the distance. Comes off hands. Still a chance for the Bays. Turning Woodlands. Snaps. Across the face of goals. Up they go. Curtis looked to sport it through. He missed it. Maynard goes, and he's got this one. No, he's hit the post. Well, what rotten luck for Maynard. Have another look at this. A couple of quick chances for Maynard, and on that occasion, I thought he might have just got it. And he comes now. Took possession onto the boot, just dribbled off the toe and clipped the bottom of the post, and the goal umpire right on the spot, and Harvey just making sure he didn't miss it.
He couldn't been in a better spot, Rick. Winton too far out to score. 6 points the difference. Winton puts it up now. Going to get a leap away as McDermott. Oh, what a mark. What a brilliant mark. He got up over the top of Russell Johnson, giving away about 1/3 of a metre. And Russell Johnson, watch this, he had to sit, of course. Johnson getting his eyes back, and up goes Chris McDermott. And what a brilliant mark for a much smaller man. McDermott, only 25 metres out, his first mark. Doesn't take a lot. Gets most of his kicks from at the bottom of the pack. Kick number 4 coming up from this evening. 2 handballs. And now he's booted a goal. He's first. The Bays are 6-6. Port Adelaide 4-6.
Nissan has a message for all Toyota Tarago buyers. New Nissan Nomad is the only wagon that carries 8 in total comfort.
And handles and drives like a car.
Test Nomad at your Nissan dealer now.
6-6 to 4-6. Glenelg in front. 19.5 minutes into the second quarter. And there's Chris McDermott. He's just booted his first. And is this the same Glenelg side that we saw at Narracart last Sunday? Narracourt even last Sunday? Hardly. They are really playing well tonight as Port Adelaide go into attack. Darren Smith a chance. Almost had it. Hazelgrove missed it. Ginniver didn't. Snaps into goal. It's a wobbler. Going back, Phillips. He's got under it all. Bounced off his chest. Darren Smith. Too slow. Salisbury run down, mown down by Curtis, but got a boot to it and kicked it wide to the outer side. Kidney can't control it. And a throw in. No, an FAD, in fact, and here's why. Curtis was very late and the arm was up pretty high. So the free is to the Bays. Wayne Stringer boots them towards half forward. Up high, Leslie. Waste no time. Boots it back towards centre half forward. Murphy, the spoil. Hodges. Bursting through half forward goes Scott Hodges. Puts a pass in towards Darren Smith. But this young man's doing a great job. Hazelgrove I'm referring to. Darren Smith. Back to Rowan Smith. Darren Smith for Greg Boyd. Chance now. Caught. It lost it. Donovan and Stringer should clear.
Super work by the Bay defence. They're giving nothing away at the moment. Port have managed just 2 points in this quarter. Chance for the Bays to go into attack. Jim West up towards the half-forward flank. Players will set themselves. Comes off hands. Tap goes forward. Curtis tried to tap it on their killer relief, but didn't quite work out towards Michael Erie. Erie appealing for holding the ball decision. In fact, there goes the siren. The 21 minutes is up. Great quarter by Glenelg. They lead at half-time. 6 goals, 6. That's 42 points. Port Adelaide 4-6-30.
Well, it's still Peter Maynard who's giving the Bays the drive. On that occasion, he was joined with fine efforts by Jeff Winton, who's a very tough-looking customer, a very strong player. He got into the game at all as well. And, of course, that brilliant goal to Robin Kidney as he broke through the centre.
And I just made this observation, Daisy. I was down on the ground after the end of the last game, and there is a little bit of breeze down there that was favouring the end to which Glenelg were kicking in that quarter.
So, in other words, David, it's coming in from the northwest. So the scoreboard would show that the Bays have had the use of the breeze in that quarter. And at half-time here at Footy Park, Glenelg is 6-6, Port 4-6. We'll be back in just a moment with more footy.
In Family Ties this Monday night, Jennifer gets a pep talk from Alex.
What you have is special. What I have is special. What Mallory has is scary.
A brand new episode of Family Ties, 6 o'clock Monday on 7.
I'm a Rocker Brothers rebel from head to toe.
Rockers are #1 in tyre and mag discounting. Look at these for great value. HDT 2-piece directional mags is fitted to the Holden Dealer Team Group A Commodores, just $699 a set. Aussie steel radials, excellent value at $69.90. Genuine radial retreads only $28.90. Toyo steel radials, a great saving at $67.90.
Give me a Rocker Brothers rebel, saving money, lots of money like me. Rocker 1, Rocker 2.
Give me an S, give me a P, give me an O-R-T, give me an S, give me an L, give me an O-V-E-R, Sports Lover.
Sports Lover stores give Adidas prices the boot. Adidas Rookie SL, $24.99. Adidas Wedge, $59.99 at Sports Lover. Adidas Pro, $84.99. Adidas Comet and Tremor, $49.99. And Sharon and Ross Faulkner footies, $49.99.
Give me Sports Lover, 10 stores.
These days, you can do just about anything yourself. Well, a bit of know-how is about all you need. And a do-it-yourself manual, printed in 3 different languages, that's a big help. Then all you need is a big garage full of tools and equipment. Tuning and servicing your car? Sure, you can do it yourself, for probably twice as much as UltraTune. At UltraTune, you're in good hands.
And now our distinguished soloist will play How to Succeed in Small Business Without Running All Around the Country. Get on the phone and get on with business.
Monday night on State Affair, living the high life with a Rolling Stone.
I was a young girl in white socks and pigtails.
An affair at 13, now a celebrity in her own right. Mandy Smith, Monday night on State Affair at 7 on 7.
Hello, I'm Craig McGann. A 37-year-old man has been charged with a number of counts in relation to the events leading up to the wounding of a Melbourne policeman. Constable Neil Clinch was accidentally shot in the head by a colleague who was aiming at the man during a raid at Broadmeadows after the policewoman was confronted with a rifle. The man's charges include unlawful assault and assault with a weapon. Unley High School had an historic win today in the prestigious Head of the River at West Lakes. The high school won the Goss Shield for the first time since entering the competition 12 years ago to break the traditional stranglehold by the colleges on the title. The annual Head of the River for Adelaide schools has become a premier event on the social calendar, and today the followers were out in force. The competition was first run in 1922, and the rowing race has been a stronghold of the private schools, in particular St Peter's College, who won the title last year. The lead-up to the prestigious Goss Shield today produced a win for Saints in the boys' second eights. But it was the first eights, the Head of the River race, which had the thousands of spectators barracking the loudest. The race along the 1,500 metres course was a close one, with crews responding to the frantic coaching of the Coxes. Nearing the finish, it was neck and neck between PAC, Pembroke, St Peter's and dark horse Unley High. The high school rowers produced all the strength and skill their daily practising over the past year had developed. The unthinkable then started to become reality. A high school was about to take the Goss Shield away from the private school's possession. Unley High School entered the competition just 12 years ago, and today's win, their first, was something Cox Nathan Herbert will never forget.
Unreal, unreal. I was doubtful sometimes, but this morning I knew we had it.
And a lot of celebrating at Unley High tonight. Top Sydney jockey Jim Cassidy has been suspended until May the 20th after being charged with careless riding.
I'd have to agree with that, Craig. Actually, the weather's good for us, but I don't know about the footballers. It'll be very hot out there, and something about Port Adelaide Glenelg clashes, as I mentioned before. I think ever since that day here in that preliminary final, when it was David Granger had an altercation with a couple of Glenelg players, since that time they've been grudge matches. So I think the grudge has gone out a little bit, and the aggression and the close plays come in, which is great. They're good games to see. Half-time scores here is an indication of the closeness of the game. 6-6 Glenelg, Port Adelaide 4-6. No one player has kicked more than one goal from both sides. You can see all the goal kickers there. We might bring you up to date on the earlier game here this evening. It was a very good one. Central District, as I mentioned before, kept their hopes alive when they defeated a fast-finishing West Torrens. We spoke to Cowboy Neil after the match. Pretty happy guy, obviously, but it was a good win. 12-12 the Dogs, West Torrens 10-11. Lindsay and Barrett got 3 for the Eagles, Dietrich 2. Manamaker booted 5. He kicked 5 goals, 6 in fact. A pretty good performance by Manamaker. In fact, he kicked all 5 goals in the last quarter, so the Dogs have still got a chance to play in that grand final. Well,
depending, Pete, who loses and who wins the next couple of games.
That's right. Yep. Port Adelaide could win tonight. Of course, if West win tomorrow, they're in.
Doesn't matter. It's all over Red Rover. But if they don't, then if Port win, they'll get their own percentage. But the way things are going at the moment, they're steering down the gun barrel. They may not beat Glenelg tonight.
This game tonight is a very good one. Tell me, honestly, before the game, did you think the Bays would be in front at half-time?
No, I didn't, Pete. I thought they were undermanned. Their captain, you know, and his inspiration, really, and Peter Carey was out, and he means a lot for the Bays in and around the packs. And his absence, I thought, would... I believe, Pete, he's not really hurt either. I believe there's a reason for Peter Carey not playing tonight, so he'll get his 400th game at the Bay Oval. Right. And, you know, it'll be interesting to see if that is actually happening down at the Bay.
I think there's another scoop too. I think Snout McFarlane is going to play his 300th day game for Glenelg, also at Glenelg Oval. Graham Corns has made a couple of moves. Have they worked?
Very good moves by Graham Corns. Peter McIndoe, unfortunately, never had the pace to stay with Michael O'Brien, who really did serve it up to him in a couple of large doses in the forward line. So
not many players do.
No, that's true. but Peter McIntyre got lost a couple of times on him, so Jeff Winton came on the ground as a ruck rover and immediately gave Glenelg some springboard of attack, and Ross Gibbs has gone to a back pocket to cover the loss of McIntyre, and it's worked.
Graham Corns has made moves, they've all worked. We'll take a break and we'll come back with some highlights of the first half of this great match here, Glenelg against Port Adelaide.
And when it comes to video recorders, we've really got it all. National, Sanyo, Philips, JVC, Sharp, all the top brands. You'll find reliable, easy-to-use recorders like these budget-price Nationals, stylish, superb-sounding hi-fi recorders from JVC, and cordless remote control videos from National, Sanyo and Sharp. Radio Rentals are the video specialists.
We got it all for you. We got it at your radio rental store.
How do other mid-size 4-cylinder cars stack up against Nissan Pintara? This one gives you fuel-injected efficiency. This one a comfortable ride and easy handling. Some have a reputation for safety and reliability, or offer first-class equipment. But only Nissan Pintara gets it all together. And now, Nissan Pintara is the only Australian-built 4 to offer you a 2-year, 40,000-kilometre Quality Plus warranty.
Come alive, come and drive. Nissan know-how.
During Patterson's Quick Smart sale, be quick for loads of bargains to be cleared before Easter. Be smart for sofa beds going for $199. Double bed ensemble with free Manchester, $399. And many more bargains at Patterson's. So be quick smart.
Buffets, put the beat in your car. Radio, stereo's the best by far. So if you want the sound, just come on around to the one big location in the center of town. Check out the range, check out the prices. Buffets are the specialists with super sound advice. Yes, Buffets, put the beat in your car. Buffets, put the heat and the beat in your car.
Burford's, the car radio specialist, 231 Pulteney Street.
Within the gloomy confines of the sunset home for the aged, there exists a dark and foreboding secret.
Nothing here is what it seems.
Kept hidden and known only to this woman.
We have people dying here all the time.
But that secret is about to be exposed.
I saw Nurse Dawes kill my roommate.
Kirk Douglas.
But I won't die.
Elizabeth Montgomery.
You think you can take me on?
In one of America's highest-rating movies.
You've been asking for this, Amos.
A bizarre story of contempt and deprivation. Amos, for the first time on Adelaide Television, 8:30 Sunday on 7.
Welcome back to Football Park. It is half-time here. The game is between Glenelg and Port Adelaide. The Bay's leading by 12 points. Very good game of football. Stay with us for all the action in what should be a very good second half of football. Some of the highlights in the first half, plenty of them.
Well, Peter Maynard's electrifying dashes ran the grandstand wing twice, Pete. He had 5 bounces of the ball, which just isn't on normally in league football. He got over twice. Then John Simpson tried to take him out, and all it did was give a free kick downfield, unfortunately for Simpson. And but fortunately for John Simpson, the goal was missed by the player that got that free kick downfield. There were a couple of electrifying dashes, as I say, by Maynard, and they set the Bays alight early in the piece.
Some of the goals in the first half?
Yes, well, there were a lot of good goals kicked by both sides, Pete. Young Craig Buderick, or Buderick, is it? Pronunciation may not be quite spot on. There's Ross Gibbs, Mr. Cool, you're Mr. Cool. Gave it to Craig Buderick and he popped it through from, 15 metres out, Pete. Post high, good goal. He's a boy that impressed me last week down at Narracourt. At centre-half forward, but tonight Graham Corns has opted to play him on a half-forward flank. And it's worked, because Craig has done his work pretty intelligently.
Sure, both sides have got a couple of opportunists. O'Brien for Port Adelaide and also Craig Woodlands for Glenelg.
Well, Woodlands is the typical will-o'-the-wisp type player. He loves just chipping in and chipping out again. And there's a nice hand pass from Craig Buderick, the man in question before, and there's a typical Craig Woodlands goal. Split the centre. Here's Mr. Cool again with the ball behind the goals. He's all over the place.
Hey, you mentioned Peter McIntyre a little while ago.
Yes, I did.
Back pocket. O'Brien's the man on him. I don't think I've seen a quicker forward pocket player than O'Brien in, say, 10 years. Pretty hard to catch him when he's in full play.
Well, it was just an impossible task for Peter McIntyre. He's a big chap, and playing on a small edition player in O'Brien, he just simply couldn't handle it. And O'Brien took off like the proverbial train, and that was the end of that because, you know, no one was going to get to him once he gained possession of the ball. There's Tim Ginniver, popped it up.
His ability to read the ball over a pack.
There it is. There's the pace of O'Brien. It was all over then. Got the ball, popped it onto his right foot and slammed it through. And Pete, I was glad he didn't kick it out of the park as some blokes will do, given half a chance. It really annoys me that when a player gets a goal set up by, you know, luck of the draw, so to speak, they get the ball and kick it 100 miles out into the lake.
Graham Campbell puts a black mark against your name if you do that, so be very careful.
Very good.
What about the Rovers?
Well, I think the Rovers have both been, intelligent. Like McDermott's always a hard doer. We know that. He's a man that never flinches the issue, goes for the hard mark. And young Rob Kidney kicked a goal. Hadn't done a lot in the game, I must admit, prior to this, but he can kick the ball a country mile, Peter. I've said that before when I've seen Kidney in action. It just cleared the lad's arms there. Number 11, who's that now? Simpson? No, wasn't Simpson. No. But anyhow, the chap there playing in the back pocket couldn't quite get his out route. David Harvey,
I think, is the man.
Well,
no, he's 31.
No, he's 31.
We'll have him for you in a minute.
One of these days with number 11 from Port Adelaide, almost got the ball, but not quite. Rob Kidney, excellent goal. He's an opportunist, knows where the goals are, Pete, and when he gets it, it goes forever. And that
I've just got it.
Actually,
Scott Hodges.
Actually, that is Scott Hodges, the new player. That's why we lost him. Now, what Glenelg have got going for him that quarter was the breeze. It is quite a breeze at the moment, Pete, considering early in the night you wouldn't have blown anything. A candle out wouldn't have been blown. A lit candle wouldn't have been blown out by the breeze that was down there early in the night. But it's sprang up a little, and Glenelg took advantage of it.
Tell me something, Graham. How good a player is Winton for Glenelg?
Well, you know, he hasn't grabbed my attention till tonight. He's been playing half-back flank and only getting half games in the previous matches we've seen, but that was a magnificent goal. Like, okay, you might say there's an element of luck about it, because it bounced through, but boy, he steadied, he looked, and just cleared the pack, and it, well, as I said, bounced through for a very important goal to Glenelg. It gave them a 2-goal break, and 2 goals in this game is a very handy lead, because there's no quarter being asked or given by either side. I like the spirit in which the game is being played. As you said, typical Port Glenelg, no quarter given, no quarter asked, and that's what it's all about, really, at that level. They are really two very competitive teams.
Chris McDermott is a player that we don't often see take big marks.
Well, no, but he's a guy that can really take one if need be, and there's a typical Chris McDermott action. Well, he's action personified, McDermott, in as much as he's a hard man. He just stands his ground and goes for the tough mark. Not that that was terribly tough, he had to sit on the player. But I've seen that man run backwards in the pack so other players would think about it. McDermott doesn't. He is absolutely the personification of courage, and that's why I like the man.
It's also been some pretty hard clashes in the game, and when you talk about hard clashes, you normally mention the name of Scott Salisbury.
Yes. He's always part of the action, Pete. In fact, he revels in it. You know, if I was out there playing, the last bloke I'd try and upend would be Scott Salisbury, because there's always a day of reckoning. Now, there's Stephen Curtis, another hard nut. You know, I saw Stephen play in Perth for many years, and he never flinches an issue either. And he decided then to upend Scott Salisbury. All it did was give a free kick downfield, and Scott got up, thrust himself down and said, OK, so what?
Yeah, so what? Don't forget, 2 o'clock tomorrow, Renmark, live on 7 Sport, the last of the minor round games in the Escort Cup between West Adelaide and South. Neither side yet on the ground. We'll take a break and then come back with the second half of the clash between Glenelg and Port Adelaide.
This fan belt has been engineered specifically for Holden to be as tough as the cars it was designed for. And it's guaranteed for 12 months or 20,000 kilometres, just like any new Holden. Be Holden wise for the tough parts.
Send this one, please, Trish.
Couriers are all pretty much the same. They all pick up and deliver. Pretty well everywhere. Express Courier is just like other couriers, except that on most jobs they cost a little less. So, using Express Courier just once won't save you a fortune. But who uses a courier just once? Express Courier from Australia Post. We deliver.
And pick up and deliver and pick up and deliver and pick up and deliver.
Dreamland here in Great Street, Adelaide, and with branches throughout the suburbs, are Adelaide's biggest bedding specialists. Come on in and see the largest range of brass beds to suit every taste and decor, starting from $499 queen size. And from Sleep Haven, this queen size ensemble for $499, including a free comforter set, consisting of comforter, valance and pillow shams. Or buy the complete setting for less than $1,000, interest-free with 6 months to pay. Open 7 days, Grote Street, Ranella, Paraka and Holden Hill, 5.5 days, Flinders Park.
I'm a Rocker Brothers rebel from head to toe. A Rocker Brothers rebel, I'm saving dough.
Rock is the
to the spare parts specialist. Pistons and rings, bearings, gaskets and valves, clutch kits, ball joints, brake shoes and pads, master and wheel cylinders, spark plugs and coils, radiators, hoses, coolant and water pumps, shockers, oil and air filters, batteries, alternators and starter motors. Quality replacement parts at Rockers.
You be a Rocker Brothers rebel, saving money, lots of money like me. Rocker 1, Rocker 2.
Wednesday night, Frank and Shirl are back in town, and Frank soon learns some people never change.
I remember you, all right. Francis Aloysius. Come on, go ahead. I dare.
And Sally attempts to forewarn a young girl on the risks of speaking to strangers.
The man may be young and well-dressed and most likely driving a car, so you don't get into cars with people you don't know.
A Country Practice, 7:30 Wednesday on 7.
Welcome back to Football Park. It's half-time. Yes, it is Football Park, and are they looking for gold, oil, or what? No, in fact, it's probably a contact lens, Graham.
Oh, without question, Peter. They're a very expensive item, a contact lens. I think you might have found it there. I don't know who wears them in the Port Adelaide team, but whoever it is, he sent the search party out to find it before the game resumes.
Of course, the more difficult thing is to play on without one. If you're used to wearing one, it's a little bit difficult. OK, the Bays have stolen a 2-goal break. They'd be happy with it because Peter Carey's not playing. No. They've got a problem at centre-half forward, which they're coping with this evening, according to you, with Max Cruz, and I'd agree with you.
Yep.
But on the other hand, Port Adelaide are getting nothing from their centre-half forward position.
No, not a Skerrick there tonight, Pete. So you must say that Mike Murphy's done a man-sized job on Greg Phillips thus far, and you must say that Max Cruz at least has kept the ball in his area. He may not have had a lot of kicks or touches, but he's contested, brought the ball to ground, and the other guys have mopped up pretty well. We must make mention too, Pete, a couple of first-year players getting their chance tonight. When I say first-year player, Chris Dawkin playing on a wing for Port is hardly a first-year player, but he's a first-game player for Port Adelaide. And hasn't done a lot so far, but they tell me he's a really fine player.
John Cale had a big opinion of him at Collingwood.
I found that tonight off the assistant coach with, the assistant coach of Port Adelaide, Brian Fairclough, who was with Jack for a couple of years at West Adelaide, that Jack considered that Chris Dawkin was in his top 20 the entire time he coached Collingwood.
Well, that's a big rap because I think when Jack was at Collingwood, I think they played in a preliminary final against Essendon at Waverley. So Chris Dawkin, perhaps we might see a lot of him. And the other one I think is...
a young Scott Hodges we spoke about. The boy really couldn't quite come up with his number 11. He's playing his first league game tonight also.
We won't forget that. Second half just about underway now. Rick Keegan, David Darcy and Ian Day.
Second half, Escort Cup final round between Glenelg and Port. The Magpies down by 12 points at the moment, kicking with the breeze in this quarter. So we've been told, although Graham Campbell's not down there at the moment, so he can't give us the anemometer reading. It is definitely going to the southern end. I hope the wind gauge is an anemometer. I've got it out at least. Players vie for the ball centre field. In there goes Harrison. The umpire will rebounce the footy. Port led by 9 points at quarter time. The Bays have got a 12-point advantage at the moment. Good crowd, boisterous crowd, watching a top game. At the bounce, Johnson again. Could be his contact lens they were looking for. I believe he wears them when he's playing football. Leslie shows a bit of pace. Seeks the aid of Erie to help the ball out of defence. Curtis, half-forward line to put the Magpies into attack. Back goes Smith. Salisbury upending Curtis. There's no love lost between those two. Johnson wants it in the pocket. Smith wants it in short. He's putting it up for Greg Phillips. He charges out the metre, gets his hands to it. Here's a chance. Hodges on the left. Hooks for goal, and he's 1 point over.
Point to Hodges. It could well have been a goal. Gibbs marches off, gets a shove. Marshall. In opposition was Simpson, and the ball has gone out of play on the outer side. The difference is 11 points, 1.5 minutes into the quarter.
Throw in on the outer side. Jim West in the screen for the Bays against Hodges, in fact. Stringer got the handball out to his brother in Wayne. The Bays a chance to build. Maynard had a ton of play so far for Glenelg. Towards the half-forward line, it's beautifully put, and Kim Heisman on the ground this quarter for the Bays. He'll go short, Seabohm on a lead. Beautifully put, Kim Heisman. Great kick. John Seabohm running out from goals, and you couldn't wish for a better disposal. So John Seabohm will line up. Another look at this mark. Seabohm 2 or 3 paces in front of Harvey. A beautiful mark on the chest, and this will be kick number 4. It's underway, coming back beautifully. Great goal to the Bays. 7-6, Port 4-7.
Call in 7 days a week for pine furniture at White House Furniture, 38 McGill Road, Norwood. Compare prices on our range of single pine beds. Here are just 2 great value wardrobes from our large range in stock. Choose from our great range of desks at affordable prices. Great value on this 5-piece dining setting. Select from a large range of occasional furniture. Our Aussie Settler range of solid pine dresses and bookcases, beds, chests and wardrobes will enhance any decor. Call in 7 days a week for pine furniture at White House Furniture, 38 McGill Road, Norwood.
Johnson has just thumped the ball 30 metres to his half-forward line. The Bays defend through Salisbury. A high kick to the outer side. West has got to wait for it. Doesn't get his fingers to it. Chance for Rowan Smith. Or quickly now Simpson up in the forward division. Breaks clear. Drives in long. Gibbs again. Fine mark. He always seems to be where the ball is, but I think it's an FAD. Or is it there's a icon behind the play at centre half forward. Player starting to get a little bit testy there. But I don't know whether or not that I thought the umpire was going to give a free upfield, but they didn't do it. The handball wasn't all that flashed. Marshall gets it, though. Gives Kidney a chance towards centre wing. You have to work hard to keep it in play from there and beat the Port Adelaide players. Now he looks for the fence, if he can find it, but he can't, and they'll bounce.
There's been no love lost between Stephen Curtis and Scott Salisbury tonight, and it was they that started that ruckus behind play just a few seconds ago. Scotty Salisbury's come in for a fair bit of treatment tonight. I know Graham Corns believes that he gets more than his share. It's on again. Stringer and O'Brien. The mark has been taken by Leslie at centre wing. That one was quickly broken up. The ball will have to come back. Umpire Hilton not satisfied where Cruz was standing on the mark. This breeze is just getting a little stronger at the moment. And as Graham Campbell told you, it is going to the southern end, and that was that, whoops, there was one thrown, but it missed. 7th kick to Leslie. It's towards centre half forward. Johnson's in the front spot. Almost a mark to West. Hodges a strong tackle on Wayne Stringer. Darren Smith got it out. Salisbury left it behind. They go in strongly again. And this umpire Ricketts, who's sorting out a free kick, you'll find there'll be a Port Adelaide player, and it's Michael O'Brien. He's caused a lot of problems tonight, O'Brien. Played very well. Very quick. Maybe marginally too far out to score, although he can kick the ball a long way. Port need a goal. Has he given it to them? It's gone awfully close. Just the wrong side of the aluminium. Is it not, Ian? Aluminium.
Hands on hips from Michael O'Brien. He's kicked 1-4 tonight for Port Adelaide. Could easily have made that 4 straight. Great mark by Ross Gibbs. What a great little player he is. Full of courage. Loves to take a mark, and he's going to get 15 metres as well. Almost bring Gibbs up towards centre wing. O'Brien stands the mark. This will be Ross Gibbs' 4th kick. Good one too, up towards the half forward line. From behind, West to Butterick. Gets his kick away. It's a floater up towards centre half forward. Off hands. Chance for Craig Ebert to mop up for Port Adelaide. He's run down, got the kick away. Stephen Curtis with the opportunity. Through centre he goes. Up towards the ball forward position. Back off hands. Phillips and Hazelgrove. The chase is on. Greg Phillips with the experience. Hazelgrove, the youngster. Phillips had it. Lost it. Good backup work there from Hazelgrove. A kick off the ground from Darren Smith is towards the goal line. And it's forced through for a behind.
I reckon it's going to get a little willy. Studley Cordon's pondering. And the umpire wants the square kept clear so as Gibbs can kick in, and he does it so well to Kidney. Pinpointed the pass, lace out. That wasn't also lace out. Kernaghan's going to have to work hard for that. Should go back to McDermott. West at centre wing. Stringer the running player. Dumbing it to Stringer. He'll go back infield. Kicks long up towards the half-forward line. Looking up there for Cruz. He's got it. Almost a running player going past if the handball was quick enough, but he was upended, and again, and can't get the handball away. Seabohm trying to break clear of Harvey in the centre. Puts out the pass. Seabohm underneath the ball. Harvey beautifully done, but he's rolled a push in the back. He's not happy at all. He is not amused one iota. Seabohm has got the free. Let's have a look at it. It's a very slight push, but Seabohm was hell-bent on getting the free kick. It was a great mark, but Seabohm has booted it through. Goal number 3. The Bays 8-6. Port Adelaide 4-9.
Commencing Monday night, one of our acclaimed stories filmed around our own River Murray.
I stand there and I watch her steam off. It's like
a part of you is being torn away.
A powerful story of love as vast and turbulent as the mighty river itself. Sponsored by Mrs. McGregor's All the Rivers Run, commencing 7:30 Monday on 7.
The Bays are in control at the 8-minute mark of the third quarter. They currently lead by 21 points. Playing well. Port need a lift. Marshall missed it. Curtis there, can't control it. And there'll be a bounce. Port Adelaide about to make a change. It's the Craig Bradley lookalike, David Brown, about to come on. The bounce has eventuated. Marshall gets clear. Look at that kick. Seabowen, a big jump over Harvey. Harvey did well though, stood his ground. Seabowen wants a free, but he's not going to get it. Umpire Ricketts will bounce. 8.5 minutes into the quarter. The bounce is about 30 metres away from the Bay goal. Seabowen went high. Whoops, that's a high tackle, no doubt about that. And the free kick will be David Harvey's on this occasion.
Port Adelaide need a lift from somewhere. They've kicked only 5 points since quarter time. They're with the breeze in this third quarter. Towards centre wing they go. Oh, Salisbury got up very high, couldn't take the mark. And look at the pace there of O'Brien. He gets the handball across, and Port Adelaide a big chance to build. Dalkin with the ball at the moment. Sidesteps well. Salisbury almost ran him down. A beautiful interception from Michael Murphy. Took it away from Darren Smith. Up towards Butterick. Craig Butterick will go over the top. The Bays have got the loose player going. Marshall in turn to Woodlands. Woodlands will line up 20 metres out. Kick underway, and it's a beauty from Woodlands. The Bays are going well. 9 goals 6. Port Adelaide 4-9. Woodlands got 2.
While some small business operators waste the day waiting for appointments, others have found a way to make the most of their time. Get on the phone and get on with business.
Set up by the brilliant tackle of Salisbury on the half-back line. Watch it in replay. There's the handball of Marshall, now Woodlands. He had the option of the handball over the top of Harvey's head, but he shot for goal, kicked his second, and the Bays doing it on the bit. 9-6 to 4-9 as Port Adelaide go into attack. Up towards Smith, shrugs the tackle after taking the mark, gives a charge for Brown now, runs into trouble. Oh, he's mowed down from behind. Going through strongly is Gibbs, under pressure. David Kernan, watch the bodies go in. Brown's at the bottom of the pack. Ginniver goes through, can't get out. In goes Harvey, and the umpires awarded a free kick, and it's going the way of the Bays, I think. Yes, it's going to be taken by Stringer. All the action on 7 Live from Footy Park as the Bays run the ball out of defence, finds Marshall. They're using it brilliantly at the moment. Off goes Woodlands. That's the way the ball will go. Underneath Woodlands, however, Boyd can't get it. Leslie can. Half-back line, back to Boyd from Leslie. Quickly taken by Simpson. Up towards the half-forward line where Stringer takes the mark in defence for the Bays.
Alan Stringer's kick is wide. Gibbs is loose. Can go a fair way here, although he's got nobody forward to care to. Got around Lowby fairly easily. The kick towards centre wing should be a free kick and will be. John Harvey will get it at centre wing. Craig Butterick was the offender. Port to go back into attack, but they certainly need something in attack. They've made a change. Darren Smith's gone to centre half forward and Greg Phillips to full forward. But Murphy's playing supremely. He carved Greg Phillips up, and he's doing an equally good job on Darren Smith. Smith went a mile over the mark. He'll have to pay the penalty. Murphy, I would arguably be Glenelg's best player. They've had a few good players, mind you. Maynard's first half was fantastic. This is Murphy's. No, Maynard at his that's had 12 kicks. His has been a fine performance, but gee, Murphy's controlled that centre half-back spot. At half forward for the Bays. Oh, almost a free kick to Maynard, but the handball comes to McDermott. He's going to have a putt shot in. But he's wide, used the left boot, probably could have steadied and gone back on the right. Appointed as a result. They are 9-7 Glenelg. Port Adelaide are 4-9, and the Bays have kicked 3 goals, 1 to the Magpies, 3 points in this third quarter.
Harvey will find Tim Ginniver in the back pocket. 4-9, plays 9-7. Ginniver's kick towards centre wing. Oh, easy mark to Jim West. Read that beautifully. Craig Lum was the poor player that slipped, allowed West the easy mark. No one on the mark now for Port Adelaide. That's slack football as Jim West booms one up towards full forward. Getting back underneath it was Harvey and also Erie. Erie taps it out in the direction of Greg Boyd. He's unloaded by Kidney. Kidney's also swallowed up by Harvey. Ginniver to Boyd. Now a chance for the Magpies to come out of defence. Towards the outer side they go. Rowan Smith up far too early. Spoiled away by Stringer. Chance now for Maynard. Got the handball over to Woodlands. Woodlands will take a great kick if he's going to boot this through. He's just offline and through for a point. So Glenelg well on top. 9-8. Port Adelaide 4-9.
Well, if the breeze is favouring the southern end, certainly Port Adelaide are not making the most of it. The Bay's doing all the attacking. Woodland's playing well with his 2 goals. Had 7 kicks and 2 handballs. David Harvey's kick in is a good one, up towards centre field. Aerial ping pong by Hodges. Oh, Stringer thumps it a good 30 metres, but straight to Craig Ebert. Rowan Smith. Here's a chance now, Curtis. Port Adelaide build on the lead, beautifully done. Taken by Laube at centre half forward. Laube too far out to get one. Puts it inboard now, or further afield to Simpson, who's come down from defence, and he's taken the ball about 35 metres out. Moving up on 14 minutes. Port Adelaide need a goal. Kick number 6 now coming up to Simpson. And I think he's got it. His first. 5-9 Port Adelaide. Trail Glenelg 9-8.
Thursday night.
I should very much like to meet the man who's tried every possible job.
Frank visits his second home, the employment office.
Do you have any certificates?
25 yards breaststroke.
Some mothers do have a man-to-man about the house. Twice the laughs Thursday night on 7.
9-8 the Bays, 5-9 Port Adelaide, and that's their first goal since quarter time. It's taken them 14 minutes into the third quarter to achieve it. Bays have been very, very good. Kidney thumps it away. Ginniver sits underneath it. Now they go forward again. Chance for Curtis. Simpson again. Simpson can get 2 in as many minutes. The shot is not good. Oh, gee. Great chance when begging. Simpson appears to be playing in attack at the moment. Got a point. They're 5-10. The Bays are 9-8.
If ever the Magpies needed a lift, it could have come then from the boot of John Simpson. Chance here for Michael O'Brien. Smith wanted it, made a strong lead, but he ignored it. Number 8 coming up for O'Brien. He's a little undecided. The Magpie forwards making leads this way, that way, but O'Brien ignoring them, and the kick in the end is well off the side of the boot and out of bounds on the full. A little bit of indecision from O'Brien.
Ebert's got problems. His forwards are simply not functioning. And the Bays a chance to boot out of defence. Nice looking kick to the half back line. Leslie keeps it in play, finds Curtis. Curtis on the half forward right flank, too far out to score. Off goes Smith. He's been moved, he's gone back towards full forward now. Sets himself for the leap. Taken by Brown. Immediately unloaded. Laube has an Erie. The players go in hard and the umpire's forced to bounce. Umpire Graham Hilton is the interchange by the Bays. Into the action comes number 20, David West, as Jim West leaves the arena for the moment. Hooked back by Smith to Hodges. Another ball up.
Fantastic night for footy. Good crowd in. Well, leading by 22 points. That wouldn't make the Port Adelaide fans all that happy. But they're in attack at the moment. They may be able to reduce the deficit here, but Gibbs stands firm and won't let them. He's going to have to run a long way because there's nobody at all on that centre wing. Marshall's getting down there now. That's where it'll go, although it's just fractionally too long for him. Leslie, oh, beautiful turn by Marshall. The tackle was high, and he'll get the free kick. Port have made a couple more changes. Greg Phillips has gone to centre half back. Martin Leslie to centre half forward. McDermott has the ball. He's put it deep into the pocket. Cruz got back there. It was a big fist away, and it has gone out of play.
Don't forget, Escort Cup action goes to Renmark tomorrow, live from 2 o'clock. Should be a great game. West Adelaide against South Adelaide. West, of course, playing in the heart of their country zone, and they need a big win tomorrow. Still a chance of making the grand final. The Escort Cup coming up on April 29. Ginniver Back towards Harvey. It was spoiled off the boot. Lum had a chance and lost it. Cruz, he goes to the deck. Lum eventually gets it back to Stephen Curtis. There's a complete 360. Look, lost. They've called for a compass. The Bays go into attack. Booming kick up towards full forward. Getting back on it was Airy. Got a fist towards the ball. It's still inbounds. The chase is on. Seabohm got there. Tried to scoop it back. And again, temper's becoming just a little frayed. As Seabohm and Airy decide to exchange a few harsh words. And Kim Hodgman chipping in as well. Result of all that. Stephen Curtis, have a look at him, flying through the air with the greatest of ease. He was playing for the free kick, didn't get it, the bounce down. Phillips got the tap, plays the opportunity now. It should go towards McDermott. He's got it. Just 3 or 4 quick handballs, finally towards Robin Kidney as his kick goes in towards goals, but it's offline. And in fact, it's going to be out of bounds on the full, or is it touched off the boot? I think it was touched off the boot, and we'll see a throw in.
Right forward pocket, the Bays in attack, leading 9-8 to 5-10. At the throw-in, Lum against Butterick. Line ball, that one. Hodgman tries to break clear. Cruz likewise. Woodlands can't get clear. Finally, it comes back to Hodgman. Not Hodgman, it's Kidney at the bottom of the pack. Now Ebert on his left leg. Not a good kick out of defence. Almost Maynard. Here's a chance now for Stringer if he can keep his feet. Well done, Hodges. Beautifully trapped. Port Adelaide set it up. Leslie. Hodges wants it back in the 1-2. He's not going to get it. Out comes Harvey. Correction, that is Phelps. A new player on for Port Adelaide at centre half forward. He's taken the mark about 45 metres out. Port Adelaide need a goal. It's his first kick, but he's going to be well offline. In fact, it's going to be close to out of bounds. No, it's a point only to Jeffrey Phelps. Port move on to 5-11. Inaccurate kicking. Glenelg 9-8.
Well, Jeff Phelps has just come onto the ground. It seems that Darren Smith has left the arena. Martin Leslie's gone to full forward, so they're bringing the changes. Gibbs, grandstand side, McDermott. Good mark. We saw him take that fantastic mark earlier over the top of Russell Johnson. A lot of jumper tugging at the moment. Nothing more serious than that. Darren Smith hasn't had a big one tonight and finds himself on the interchange. He's had a few mates. Greg Phillips couldn't get into the game, and Martin Leslie has had his problems, so that's 3 key players that they're down. Craig Lum. Drive the Magpies into attack. That's his first kick on McDermott. Uncontested mark, and you don't see that very often. Port Adelaide tend to contest all the time, but they're having their problems at the moment. Wayne Stringer almost run down by Hodges, but gets a beautiful place kick to Marshall. Simpson did well. Strong tackle, Marshall, and Simpson's hurt his leg. In goes Rowan Smith. The ball is still in play. Kernahan's kick to centre half forward. Cruz got bumped out of it. The play on is the call. Maynard over the top. Chance for Craig Ebert in defence. He should be paid, but he hasn't. Or Seabohm scooped on that. He's booted a goal. He booted 4. That was a surprise. A remarkable goal to Seabohm. 4 goals to him. 10-8 the Bays. Port Adelaide 5-11.
Well, 3 goals to John Seabohm in this quarter. It's certainly been a match-winning performance by him. We'll take a look at the build-up again. Kernahan with the ball. He gets a hurry kick away. It's a high one. Underneath it, Cruz and Phillips. Lum got the hand to it. Maynard, the quick kick. Up high again. Players all set themselves. Ebert, almost the fingertip mark. Wasn't paid. Seabohm snapped up the opportunity and popped it through the middle for his 4th. 3 in the 3rd quarter.
John Simpson has finished his game for this evening. A stretcher on the outer side for the unfortunate lad. He's close to the line. I don't think there'll be much of a hold-up as the change comes for Port Adelaide now. Tyler is on, but John Simpson very close to the boundary line on the outer side, just being placed on a stretcher, and that's bad luck for Port Adelaide. Simpson, who kicked a nice goal in this quarter, is getting into the action pretty well, but as David called it, or maybe it was Rick, one of them, said as he went down he was obviously hurt in a knee, and that's bad luck for John Simpson, who's sitting up. The boy's okay, but obviously his knee is not. 10-8 Glenelg, 5-11 Port Adelaide, 22 minutes gone of the second half, and it's a big lead to Port Adelaide. At the centre bounce, Hilton puts it down. Oh, Lum gets the thump 35 metres. Over there to Stringer in turn now, Marshall. Marshall off the half-back line, puts in the worm burner up looking for Kidney. And he's going to get a free kick for a push in the back. Things going the Bay's way at the moment. Kidney puts it out in the pass. Maynard has slipped into the forward pocket. A regular phantom is this fellow. Maynard might be too far out to score. Kick number 15 going in towards Seabohm. Thump clear by Harvey, close to the line. Michael Airy in defence, but the ball is out of play.
This is how John Simpson had that problem. The tackle was good. Now, I think if you watch his left leg, it gets caught back underneath him. That was the problem. And he was obviously in great agony from the moment it happened. 5-11 Port, 10-8 the Bays. Very close to siren time in the third quarter. Wayne Stringer. Marshall's had a brilliant third quarter. See how he uses this. Look at that. Absolute pinpoint accuracy. Woodlands has got it. Now he's going short. The lead is from Maynard, but that's not so well put. Over the top went Harrison. Fisted it clear, and it will go out of play.
Because it all happens next Saturday, Sevens Big League. The action of the first round will come your way, 9:30 through until 11:30. 2 hours of the best footy action in town. Seven Sport providing it as usual. Tap in, off hands, Hodgman. Chance now for Max Cruz. He thought about the handball, decided to have a shot at goals, and he's popped it through for a behind. The Bays at 10-9. That's 69 points. A big lead over Port, 5-11-41.
Close to three-quarter time at Footy Park. And the unfortunate John Simpson stretched it from the arena with a badly torn knee, I would think. Unfortunately, knees only turn one way, and in football we often require them to turn in more than one direction. Kernahan gets it out to McDermott, who puts a shocker. Could not believe it. Kim Hodgman can laugh. I don't think he would if unless they had a 5-goal advantage, but it wasn't his best effort.
The kick towards centre wing. Leslie a mark. Curtis is going to be caught. Gets a handball. Hodges can't keep it in play.
Approaching 25 minutes of this quarter. Craig Lum on the ground at the moment. As Russell Johnston takes a well-earned rest. Lum to do battle for the Magpies against West. The kick goes forward from David Brown, and that's off the side of the boot and out of bounds on the full. And it'll give Kim Hodgman a chance to bring the ball back into play.
28-point advantage to the Bays, close to three-quarter time. He sends a high one up towards the half-forward line looking for Cruz, who is edged out. In fact, there were two of them edged out. I'm not sure who's going to get it. It's going to be Butterick, and he's got it just the attack side of the centre line. Maynard's given him a lead into the pocket. Or is it McDermott? Out comes Seabohm, gets the leap away. Harvey's equal to the task. Seabohm back in again with him, Harvey and Brown, and the umpire will ball it up in the left full forward pocket. The Bays in attack at the 25.5-minute mark, and now it's Harvey who's come up limping. Port Adelaide defence in the wars. John Harvey. Leslie. Port Adelaide into attack now. High one to the half-forward line. Salisbury leaning back on his opponent. But siren sounds with the Bays a very handy lead, 10-9 to 5-11. And David Darcy, it's been very difficult for Port Adelaide in their forward division all night, and it's costing them the game at this moment.
Yes, they haven't established a winner in either of the key forward position, centre half forward or full forward, and they've made a number of changes. Phillips started at centre half forward. He now finds himself at centre half back. Darren Smith was at full forward. He now is on the interchange bench. Phelps is on the ground at full forward, and Leslie is playing at centre half forward. But all that they've done has been to no avail whatsoever. They just cannot establish anything ahead of centre.
You're live with 7 at Footy Park for the Escort Cup at three-quarter time. The Bays 10-9, Port Adelaide 5-11. We'll be back in just a moment.
This used Holden has identical mileage to this Holden. Yet one commands a higher used value because one has a better record, a record of authorised Holden service. It pays to be Holden-wise.
There are oceans and oceans and oceans of people. People with oceans and oceans of experiences. So how do you know that the next person you have sexual contact with isn't a carrier of the AIDS virus, or for that matter, any other sexually transmitted disease? Use a condom. It can be a lifesaver.
There's more to like about Jaffers. It's the service that makes you smile. There's more to like about Jaffers. It's the price that's better by a mile.
Here at Jaffers, we are proud of our 50-year-old tradition, proud of our store and proud of our staff who genuinely seek your satisfaction.
Furniture store with so much more. That's what you like. That's what you like about Jaffers.
You could win a trip to the Gold Coast flying Australian Airlines each week during the footy season. All you have to do is pick up a footy budget, place the Say Hello sticker on your car, and weekly Channel 7 cameras will capture a supporter's car at the footy. Be watching 7's Big League Saturday night, and you could be a winner with a trip to the Gold Coast flying Australian Airlines, the friendly way to fly. Become part of the team. SANFL, Australian Airlines, and Channel 7, Adelaide proud.
A new life begins for James and Helen this Sunday night in All Creatures Great and Small.
Mr. Allen, just come to read the tests on the couch.
Oh, aye.
Tristan brushes up for his exams.
Explain, please, what you know of Listerella monocytogenes.
Listerella monocytogenes.
And James tries on the very latest in accessories. Every vet should own one.
Hello.
All Creatures Great and Small, 7:30 Sunday on 7.
Three-quarter time at Football Park, and Glenelg certainly had a very good quarter. Russell Leavitt and his men in a spot of bother, and as you can see there, Port Adelaide 5-11, trailing the Bays 10-9. Smith, Curtis, O'Brien, Boyd and Simpson, one each for the Port Adelaide side. Seabohm has got 4 for the Bays, with Woodlands 2. And Graham Campbell, the wheels seem to start to fall off the Port Adelaide side that quarter. We saw Leslie go to centre-half forward, Phillips back to centre-half back, and the rucks resting at full forward.
It was the only way to go, Pete, quite frankly, for Russell Leavitt. He had to try something. OK, it didn't work. But, I mean, any coach worth his salt would have made a change at that stage. They had the breeze, and worse is yet to come, I believe, because the Glenelg got that same breeze this last quarter, and they've got almost a 5-goal break on them.
Graham, could I make this comment to you? There are ominous signs for the other league clubs. This is the best I've seen any side play in the Escort Cup the way that Bays have performed tonight.
And what caused it, David? Last week's debacle at Narracourt, obviously. They come out snarling and breathing. Did you see Alan Stringer that quarter? He threw himself into the game with gay abandon. He knocked blokes over left, right and centre, all within the rules. It was great stuff. He really did have an effect on the whole game with his tackling and his chasing and his harassment of the Port Adelaide players. He left them, oh, at one stage there, they were going over like 9 pins, and it was all good, clean stuff. I thought it was good to watch.
There's no doubt, too, that that move of Cruz has worked. And
yes,
if he can control that area centre-half forward for them, gee, they're going to be difficult.
Well, I think Peter Marker was a little bit, you know, querying that move tonight, centre-half forward.
No, I just wanted to put it to you, Graham. What my point really was is Max Cruz capable of being a centre-half forward all year?
I think so, Pete. I think he can handle it, because the man's been around a long time. He played 3 or 4 seasons in the VFL. He knows what football's all about, and he's an adaptable sort of a guy. And OK, so far he's only played backline football in this state. But I think he's a guy that can be thrown around, and tonight's proved that point. And I think his best is still to come.
The other thing is that Glenelg are doing all this without their captain, Peter Carey.
Yeah, but don't forget, boys, that Anderson's not playing for Port Adelaide.
Who's that? Try Abernethy.
Yes.
Phelps at centre-half back.
Right, he's out there
first game back. Phelps' first game back. There's a lot of improvement left in Port Adelaide, and I think if you're looking at ominous signs, you might also look at North Adelaide. I know that they're not playing tonight, but
Did you really think their performance was that good?
Well, when the business end comes, I think North Adelaide will be around the mark. We mentioned Woodlands a little while ago, and he's a real opportunist, and Graham, he has been an opportunist tonight, a very good player. What about this one, Graham? When he had an opportunity to put the handball over the top, he elected to kick the goal. Now he kicked the goal. What would you have done?
I still would have sent the message out and given him a rocket for that, Pete. He should have handballed over the top to the man.
Hey, just watch this, Graham, though. That man's nearly covered. You watch this. You watch the bloke on the left of your screen now. There was a Port Adelaide bloke back there.
Well, you know, Pete, and David, I still feel the hand pass is on initially, and you've got to give it to a bloke in a slightly better position than you are. That's the whole theory of football. Share the ball with your mate, give it across, because when you're in the same position, you'll expect that same hand pass to be given to you. I just felt at that stage the hand pass was on.
Graham, when you said you'd send a rocket out, what do you mean?
Well, send the runner out and say, hey, that's not the way we go about it. We give the ball over to the bloke in a slightly better position than you are. He kicks the goal, you get the credit, and we're all happy.
You're obviously going for the Bays. By how much?
Got to. Gee whiz, I mean, it's a debacle. Pre-match, I would have said Port, maybe by about 11 to 20 now. I've got to say Glenelg by 31 to 40.
You know, when you start footy putting next week, you've got to give your predictions before the game.
I know that, mate. I'll be giving them, and you'll make plenty of money, folks. Watch out for Mr. Footy Punt next Friday at 8:28 on Channel 7.
Well, let's see if Port Adelaide can get back into the game. You never know. They may well do it. Your commentator, Ian Day.
The final quarter at Footy Park, 10-9 the Bays, 5-11 Port Adelaide. As Johnson gets into the action against West, Lowby through Curtis in the middle of the pack there, and he's going to get a free kick for a shove on the back. Port Adelaide have got to get something out of the bag. Rowan Smith, who's put in a quiet one, he hasn't got his touch following injury, but as they go forward through Boyd, they find Michael O'Brien, the one leading light in the forward division. Leslie's up there with him at the moment. From centre-half back to centre-half forward, he's gone. And big Craig Lum, by the looks of things, at full forward. No, it's Phelps who's at full forward. Hodges gets it out. Johnson! Oh, what a courageous mark that was. It just floated down there. He never flinched like a good footballer. He got the knee up, kept his eyes on the ball. Watch the knee go up. There's the knee up to protect himself. That's top footy stuff. He pops it through, and Johnson has got his first one. And Port Adelaide are getting back into the action. 6-11, they trail the Bays 10-9.
Well, that's the tonic that they needed. They haven't had much success since quarter time. In fact, before that goal, that's only their second since quarter time. But it's come at the right time for them. A minute into the quarter, and if they can get things going here, we could be in for a very exciting finish. This is how it happened. A strong, courageous mark in the square. One that can win games for you. Under pressure like that, oh, that's severe pressure.
Difference only 22 points now. The Bays leading. Port Adelaide going to the northern end. A rebounce in the centre of the ground. Port Adelaide have had problems tonight. They've had them at centre-half back, centre-half forward, and in their roving, I think they've been down a little bit as well. Boyd's got the free kick, and he goes very wide. Two Port Adelaide players out there, but very indirect. That's O'Brien. Shepherding is Curtis. Murphy comes across, can't take the mark. Off hands we see Stringer coming through. That's Wayne Stringer. Ross Gibbs goes the other way. He does that very well and puts it out to David Kernahan, and it was a little solid from Mark Tyler. David Kernahan deep in the backline area for the Port Adelaide side. Alan Stringer. Oh, Murphy will have to get a move on, but got him just now. Holding the ball is the call, and you'll find the free kick. Yes, so the free kick going to Port Adelaide. Phelps it is, goes short, and the mark taken by young Brown. David Brown, I think, will be a good player. He's in his apprenticeship now. Nice looking left foot kick. Distance, no distance was there, accuracy nowhere near it. So the Port Adelaide side trailing still 6-11, the Bays 10-9.
Well, if Graham Campbell was coach, I think a rocket, as he calls it, would probably go out to Michael Murphy right there. Not for getting rid of the ball very tardily. He should have got rid of it, and obviously he was run down. It could have been a goal against the Bays. Harrison. Harley's going to provide the run. He doesn't want him. On the half-forward line, it's Leslie doing it well. Out there's Michael O'Brien as well. Puts out the pass, half-forward line. Leslie there. He had the choice in the first instance of Leslie or O'Brien. Leslie's wound up with the ball in any case. He could almost kick it from there, although if the breeze is into his face, he won't make the distance. That's well-placed kick, that one. Fine mark, Phelps. He's got it. Right forward pocket. Certainly Port Adelaide haven't turned up their toes. They still reckon they can win this. Typically Port Adelaide stuff. The big crowd enjoying the game now as Port Adelaide make their bid. Great night. Phelps with a chance to boot his first. Third kick. 35 metres out, 45-degree angle. Nice looking kick. The umpire starts to move, but he's got it. Top goal. Port Adelaide fight back. 7-11. They trail the Bays 10-9.
The biggest thing in your letterbox this year is the Bow Repairs catalogue. Inside you'll find the most comprehensive range of value-priced tyres. Steel radials from just $69.90. There's a huge selection of performance and off-road tyres and wheels to suit all driving conditions for a price that won't be beaten. And batteries from only $42.50. For big savings on the biggest range of tyres, wheels and batteries, check the Bow Repairs catalogue. Check your tyres, check our prices.
This game is alive and well. There's only 16 points separating the sides at the 5-minute mark of the last quarter. Port Adelaide are on the march. They've kicked 2 in the last term, and they're back in business. Going to attack again. Dale Lowby has it at centre-half forward, too far out to score. Kick number 7 gives the big fellas a chance. Or Johnson one-handed on the ground. Murphy played well tonight. Salisbury battled hard. Oh, lost it. Jennifer got it from Brown, but he's run into trouble. Salisbury somehow managed the kick and has tumbled out of play.
7-11 Port Adelaide, the Bays 10-9, past 5 minutes in this last quarter. The Port Adelaide captain has played a line-hearted game again this evening. Mark Tyler put his hand on it. Kimmy Hodgman was in there fighting hard, and I think the Glenelg Rover will take the free kick. Winner of 2 McGarry medals, one in the reserves competition and one at league level. I think he won his league medal in 1978. Centre wing, Russell Johnston in front, couldn't take the mark. Plenty of players around the ball. It's on centre wing and there'll be a bounce. Only 26 points in it. In fact, that's not quite right. It's 16, in fact. Port Adelaide by no means out of the game. They'd be a little bit disappointed with their fade last week against Central District. That's out on the full. I think you'd call that uncharacteristic, Ian.
Yes, Peter, I don't think he had a lot of options there. Rowan Smith applied the tackle, but yes, not often do you see David Marshall not find, or you usually finding a player with the kick. Rowan Smith. Out wider is Curtis. Great handball. 45 metres out, closing, sends it in long, but he's going to be well offline, and Port Adelaide register their 12th point. 7-12, they trail the Bays 10-9.
Looking a lot better, aren't they, in this opening 6 minutes of the last quarter. A real chance now as Salisbury brings it to the grandstand area. Harrison almost. He's got a chance now. Well shepherded too. Maynard had it for a moment. He's dropped out of the game, Maynard. He was the star at half-time, but has been relatively quiet since then.
I think he covered so much territory in that first half, David, that he just about ran himself into the ground.
I think he had something like about 12 kicks at half-time. He's had 15 now, so he really has dropped out of it somewhat. Johnson. The handball back came from Salisbury, was smothered and brilliantly done by David Brown. But that Scottish Salisbury handball put Hodgman under bother, and he had to push it out of bounds in the finish.
Port Adelaide 7-12, the Bays 10-9. You're watching all the action live on 7 Sport here from Football Park. The last night game of the Escort Cup competition, save and except the grand final, of course, on April the 29th. They're a bit frisky in there, Salisbury and Leslie. A couple of strong-minded young men. Only 16 points, so Port Adelaide making its bid. I tell you what, those runners spent a bit of time on the ground, the Glenelg and the Port Adelaide runners. Here's a go now for Lowby as he runs into full back. Hazelgrove did well. Oh, brilliantly done by Ross Gibbs. Puts it out into the pocket. Alan Stringer very close to the line. It rolls over. We'll see a throw in now in the right full forward pocket for Port Adelaide.
The Bays under pressure, but Alan Stringer playing well. He seems to be in defence at the moment. I'm not sure what he's doing so far down there. Phelps couldn't, neither could Hodgman. And once again, we're going to have a throw in.
Word of praise for that young boy that's played full back for the Bays tonight, Scott Hazelgrove, his first game, and he's performed admirably. Murphy did the ruck work. Oh, thrown out. Called a throw, but the fact it went to McDermott, he's kicked it towards centre wing. Phillips can't get in the game. Woodlands did exceptionally well towards half forward. Seemed to be pushing the back there to Budrick. On the ground, Chigwin tried to get it to Winton. Well, it came off his boot. Harvey, that's David Harvey. Now John Harvey. Rowan Smith to Johnson. Porter a chance. Well, there's certainly a chance now because Tyler is loose. Tyler's off. Should go long. He has so. Giving Phelps an opportunity. He's got it. Well, that's fine direct football from Port Adelaide. Jeffrey Phelps takes his third mark. He's going to be aided by a 15-metre penalty. Not that he need it. Here it is again. Well, got himself in the front spot. Good strong mark. A goal. Second to Phelps. Port Adelaide now trail by just 9 points.
Tuesday night, Wayne is faced with financial ruin.
With the company accountant, we had a land deal going. Huge investment. It's fallen through. I'm wiped out, Ginny.
And Debbie and Craig take the plunge.
I've decided that we should get a flat together.
Sons and Daughters, 7:30 Tuesday on 7.
The Magpies are on a roll. 10 minutes into the last quarter, having booted 3 goals already. Glenelg have not been into attack, or only marginally, but not threateningly with any purpose. Comes out, but the umpire has indicated a free kick already. That'll go to Curtis. Played very well tonight, Curtis. Maynard's having a bit to say. This is Curtis's 11th kick. Tacks towards centre-half forward. Pack of players, no mark taken. Off hands it comes. Or the Geneva kick went straight up into the air. Leslie under it, smashing it away. Johnston. Glenelg might get out of it here, although Rowan Smith will probably beat Marshall to the ball. No free kick. The umpire says play on. Brilliantly done, Marshall. Marshall goes long, looking for Winton, but it goes over the top, and a good mark there to young Erie.
Port Adelaide still going well. Erie to Geneva. He lost the footy. Now Craig Ebert, he's lagged. The umpire didn't see it. Geneva, Johnson, Grubbers one towards the half-forward line. In comes Leslie. He's going to need help from there. It's 3-on-1. Murphy through. Chigwin doesn't know where to go. Gets it out to Winton. Ducks the chutney. Gets out of it well. Hooks to the half-forward line. Boyd coming across to cut it off. Half-back line. Whips out the handball. Michael Erie took his eyes off the footy. He's going to have to work hard now. McDermott against the tide. Keeps the ball in play. A high kick to the half-forward line. Fighting for the ball. Seaborn over the top. Fine mark to Phillips. Hasn't had too many kicks tonight, but he's taken a fine mark in defence. In fact, it's his first kick. Going in short. Harvey to Ebert. For the half-forward line, Lowby. Port Adelaide on the march again. Out wide is Curtis. Oh, he's loose. No one wants to know him. O'Brien in the pocket. That's the way the ball will end. Oh, O'Brien's got it 35 metres out. Hodges wanted it, but Bryan is going to shoot for goal. Kick, or mark number 7. 13th kick. Played well. O'Brien's kick going away across the face of goal. Down goes Hodges, and the umpire indicates the ball is out on the full.
Scott Hazelgrove will take the resultant free kick. The Bays will get momentary respite. But the way Port Adelaide have been attacking, there's only going to be a few seconds before they're thumping back at them again. Here they go. Chance now. Geneva to Curtis. Oh, caught. Back to Geneva. Geneva hands it off. The shot is on. Offline. Point only. Or as Dale Welby got unloaded as he got the kick away too. The pressure was good from the Bays. They covered admirably, but Port Adelaide are steamrolling them, Peter. They're running all over them.
Well, you'd back them from here, David, because there's plenty of time left. We're only just past 13 minutes, but the Bays have played that well tonight that you wouldn't expect them to give it all up in one quarter. But the way Port Adelaide are playing, they're certainly on a roll. Some very good reflex handballing there too from Curtis and Geneva, but danger signs for Port Adelaide now as McDermott it is that goes in long, or Harvey's going to cut them off and take a good mark in defence. Looks to pass off, but goes long. Russell Johnson's come way down the field, can't mark. Off hands. Stolen there and given to McDermott. He goes in long to the pocket. Harvey's back again. Oh, fingertip mark. No mark. out of bounds, and it will be thrown in.
Someone having a worm's eye view of the game. Left full forward pocket, throw in. 10-9 to 8-13, 14 minutes gone. What a game of footy. A typical Bay clash. Johnson in there, thumps the ball clear. Gives it to John Harvey on the half-back line on his lonesome. Michael O'Brien, do you think he's had a top quarter? Off he bounds, puts out the pass to the half-forward line. Not well directed. Oh, that's a great mark. The umpire's going to pay the push rather than the mark. Taken by Alan Stringer, and I think he must be playing on the half-back line at the moment. Let's have a look at it again. One hand up. I don't think he's taken the mark. Well, that's close enough, or is it going to be a free kick in any case? Stringer puts it back towards the half-forward line. Phillips can't. Chigwood then using his pace. Tries to scoop it out. Can't do so. Back now here towards Hodgman. Handball looking for Kidney is good. On the left leg, the Bays go forward again in towards the forward pocket. McDermott, he's got it. In the left full forward pocket, a most acute angle. It's his 6th mark, and the Bays definitely need a breather right now. Over 15 minutes gone. The Bays by 8 points. Port Adelaide coming home like a steamroller. Could not possibly kick a goal from here. I've said that before and missed out. Kick number 15, McDermott. In the left forward pocket, puts it in high. Cruz in there, over the top. Oh, ball record, Woodlands is it? Woodlands it is at the back of the pack. He's taken a fine mark in the right full forward pocket. He'll try to check side this, I would think. He did before on a run, so on a set shot, or maybe he's going for the drop putt. Time will tell. 10th kick, he's booted 2, and I think he's put it out on the full, or is it just going to be a point? 1 point only, Woodlands. The Bays 10-10, Port Adelaide 8-13.
Well, it would have been the steadier if he could have converted. Top mark. Only 8 points in it, and Port Adelaide have got a loose man here. Boyd is deep in the back pocket. He should go along to the centre wing. Getting across was O'Brien, also Wayne Stringer. Kidney has the run of the ball. He'll get it back to Wayne Stringer. Chance for Chigwitten. Can he make the ground necessary? Yes, he can. Onto the ground a few moments ago. David Kernahan went off. Chigwitten's kick is a good one. Oh, big leap. At the back, Phillips. David Harvey. Woodlands. No, it's Craig Eben, in fact. Woodlands has snared it. He's going to kick this one. No, he's not. He's put it off line again and through for a point, and the Bays eke out a 10-point lead. They've had 2 golden opportunities, both from the boot of Woodlands. Both have been missed.
Yes, and I think you'd back him to kick at least one of those. A good crowd in tonight, just under 10,000 to witness 2 fine games of football. Harvey goes towards centre wing. Nearly Leslie. McDermott to Marshall. He hooked it back, he centred it. Centre half forward area, the thump from Phillips. I thought it was going to be effective, but Murphy, who's had a super game tonight, shot out the long handball. Winton will go out on the full, so there's pressure on both sides here at Football Park. The Bays leading by 10 points. We're approaching 17 and a half minutes now in this last quarter.
The roll, as you've called it, Peter, from Port Adelaide has stopped just a little bit. The Bays fighting back like a good side should. 10-11 to 8-13. Port led by 9 points at quarter time. The Bays by 12 at half and 28 at 3/4 time. Now it's a 10-point ball game. David Harvey at full back. Boots it back towards the half-back line. Gee, a lot of players went up there. Battling hard for it is Wayne Stringer, and he can't get it out. With him at the bottom of the pack is Harrison. A bounce down on the right half forward flank. The Bays in attack. Johnson against Butterick. Woodlands again going in high, floating out of play on the full, and there's a lot of breeze taking the ball into that pocket.
Bays have made another change too, Ian. Brother for brother. Jim West is off and David West is on. David West has the man-sized job now of jumping against Russell Johnson. He's going to get support from Butterick, but neither could win. Johnson did that superbly. Ginniver's kick is towards half forward. Up high, Tyler recovered well, but just couldn't get the handball out. Alan Stringer, taken by Hodges. Chance now for the Magpies. Leslie can goal from there, but his kick is just top line and not quite making the distance. Brown over the top thump, goal number 3. Oh no, he's missed it. From about 3 metres out, he's missed it. Tremendous defensive work from Salisbury. Put the pressure
I was like you, David. I thought it was a certainty, but it wasn't. Salisbury got to him. I don't know how. The Brown handball went to Phelps, but he just couldn't get it cleanly onto the boot as Ross Gibbs goes to the other side. McDermott is 1 against 2. Phelps could have taken possession. Salisbury, Marshall and Maynard. Hooks it back towards Chigwedden, who drops the ball. Got a bit of a space out there, though, as Phillips grabs him. Good tackle, holding the ball. The umpire said play on. Well, that's an unusual one. He's let them go right down through half forward. No one at home for Port Adelaide. Curtis running in now. O'Brien's there as well. Over the top, good mark. A brilliant mark in defence by Alan Stringer, and got a tap on the head on the way through.
To David West. Not a lot to kick to. Lead from Marshall. Rowan Smith. Oh, Marshall played out brilliantly. He's got the run. Russell Johnson won't catch him. He needs a sit. Gets it nicely. Through the half-forward line go the Bays up towards Seabohm in the middle. He's got it! Fine mark. Harvey just went a little bit too far underneath the ball. Mark number 4, Seabohm. Judged it well, and he's got it about 35, 40 metres out. Wouldn't the Bays love one here? Up by 9 points. 7th kick. Nice looking kick. It's straight through the middle. Seabohm's 5th goal. The Bays 11-11. Port Adelaide 8-14.
Me and my mates, we think Australia's great.
At Berkeley Australia Exhaust Centres, you get real Aussie value for money because we're real Aussie muffler specialists. Berkeley mufflers are made in our own Australian factory and come with the Berkeley no worries guarantee.
No worries. Drive in for a quote and let the Berkeley blokes put Australia under your car.
See you soon.
My, how fortunes fluctuate. Phelps had a shot from about 3 metres out a few seconds ago and missed. The tackle was strong by Salisbury, and the Bays raced it up the ground, and Seabohm got a goal that put them now 15 points in front, and they're going into attack yet again. Butterick, or Woodlands is loose in the pocket. He's going to get it too. Now he can go on from there. Centres it. Looking for Seabohm. David Harvey was back with him, and the point has been registered. But that's how quickly the game changes, Peter.
Certainly does, David, and Port Adelaide would need to get a hurry on. As Inde indicated a couple of minutes back, that roll that they had just suddenly rolled to a stop. Greg Phillips taps it over the top. Intelligent work. Port Adelaide player now in Golkin. Phillips again, coming into the game very late. Lowby, if he can pick it up, has got a chance, but Chigwedden's going to take it off him. He'll win a free kick, the young lad. Centre of the ground. 2 Glenelg players. Hodgman, it went through him. Marshall's had a super last quarter. It's his 20th kick. What a game. Seabohm started slowly, but has finished well. Kicked 3 goals in the 3rd quarter, and he may have kicked the goal a little while ago that could seal it for the Bay side. Boyd in trouble, but he's over the line. The Bays now 78, leading Port Adelaide 62.
10:30 Sunday on 7. Highlights of the ATCC Round 3 from Lakeside Raceway in Brisbane on 7.
John Harvey's got it. Goes short. O'Brien bouncing away. We're about 2 minutes into time on, and I think it's a lost cause now for Port Adelaide as Curtis bursts through the middle of the ground. Marshall. Superb game, Marshall. Puts it out wide. No Bay players out there. O'Brien will get it again. It'll go over the top to Brown. Brown's hurried kick is towards centre half forward. Gibbs almost. Ginniver a chance. But good support again from Salisbury. Hasn't he worked hard tonight? The kick from Salisbury is towards centre wing, and a mark taken by Michael O'Brien.
O'Brien's been a good player for Port Adelaide as well, but he flashes in and out of the game. Bit of a skirmish there in the middle as Brown gets a quick kick away. Curtis, Leslie, he's going to run all the way. No, but the handball won't find Phelps. Hazelgrove smashes it with the fist, and it rolls through for a point. Port Adelaide 8-15. Glenelg 11-12, and Ian, they've had the same number of scoring shots, but Glenelg more efficient up front.
Certainly have, Peter. David Marshall's played a sensational game. In fact, the 3 M's, if I may use a pun, have murdered Port Adelaide. That's Marshall, McDermott and Who have we got? Yeah. McDermott, Marshall and Maynard. Some wag up here said Seabohm, and even I know that doesn't start with him. 11-12 to 8-15. A bounce down in the... What's going on here? Marshall just waiting to see if he can take the kick. Yes, he's just slowing the game down a little bit. He's one of the 3 M's. There's the other one, McDermott. West got it to Gibbs. Now David West again. Through the half-back line go the Bays. A long one to the half-forward line. Leap not successful there by Kidney. Back on the ball is O'Brien, is it, or Harrison? And the umpire's going to give him a free kick, whoever it may be. It's Michael O'Brien.
O'Brien very close to siren time now. Puts it in towards the centre and finds Dawkin. And round, sold it well. Lopes through half-forward, a long strider. A good pass to Port Adelaide mark. No doubt about that, and Ginniver's got it. About 30 metres from goal and 45-degree angle. Here was that pass. Lovely kick from Dawkin. So Port the chance to get another one. Ginniver's 12th kick is not going to be a score. The siren is gone. It's been a very meritorious effort by Glenelg. They've run out winners 11-12, 78 to 8-15, 63. The difference being 15 points. They were under great pressure in that last quarter. I think from memory, Peter, that Port Adelaide got back to about 6 points deficit at one stage, and then they courageously fought back.
Yes, and we had that chance for Phelps right in the goal square when Salisbury just got to him, David. And actually, Daisy, you mentioned the 3 M's for Glenelg a little while ago. There's another one. I think we could call them 4 M's. Murphy played an outstanding game at centre half back. He just wasn't beaten all night.
Not Seabohm, as you told me earlier, Peter. Thank you very much. No, I thought the Bay defence was brilliant overall, as David said during the call. The young fellow Hazelgrove playing full back put in a fine effort, but when you have a look at Stringer, some of those marks in the dying moments of the game were brilliant. Gibbs, we also know, plays well, and those tackles of Salisbury's that created problems for Port Adelaide in offence all night were simply brilliant. But Port Adelaide came back, as a Port Adelaide side always does, but then the Bay steadied, and from then on it was no risk. But a great game of football, and I'm sure one of more than 10,000 people here would have enjoyed this evening.
Peter, I don't think we would be remiss if we didn't pay praise to Seabohm for his contribution also. I thought the 5 goals that he kicked was a fantastic effort. He hasn't been in good form in recent weeks, and the way he fought back tonight, some of those goals were gems, and his performance was great as well.
Yeah, outstanding, David. And also Craig Woodland's had a lot of opportunities and kicked 2 goals. Port Adelaide didn't play that well, but they only went down by 15 points. Still some good signs there. So the result of this big one, Glenelg 11-12, 78 have defeated Port Adelaide 8-15. We'll take a break. We'll be back with more footy immediately thereafter.
Sunday night, a bizarre story of contempt and deprivation, where a dark secret is exposed to reveal a wicked game of life or death. Kirk Douglas, Elizabeth Montgomery in the Adelaide television premiere of Amos, 8:30 Sunday on 7.
You could win a trip to the Gold Coast flying Australian Airlines each week during the footy season. All you have to do is pick up a footy budget, place the Say Hello sticker on your car, and weekly Channel 7 cameras will capture a supporter's car at the footy. Be watching 7's Big League Saturday night, and you could be a winner with a trip to the Gold Coast flying Australian Airlines, the friendly way to fly. Become part of the team. SANFL, Australian Airlines, and Channel 7, Adelaide proud.
If you want to test which short wheelbase 4-wheel drive has more power and pull, more value for money, test drive the 6-cylinder Nissan Patrol at your Nissan dealer now.
Buy a video recorder and you never know when it'll strike trouble. But rent one from Canberra TV, and if anything goes wrong, we fix it or simply replace it. What could be smarter than that?
Nobody can like Canberra can.
You're looking at the makings of a fast party. Wedgwood party pies, party pasties and party sausage rolls. And no fast party is complete without Wedgwood's speedy savouries. Wedgwood party pies and sausage rolls, party pasties and filled savouries. For a fast party in the comfort of your own home, simply serve Wedgwood from your food store freezer.
Commencing Monday night, one of Australia's most acclaimed stories, filmed around our own River Murray.
I stand there and I watch her steam off. It's like
a part of you is being torn away.
A powerful story of love, as vast and turbulent as the mighty river itself. Starring Sigrid Thornton, the girl who captured your heart in the far country.
Why won't you drown with your parents?
And John Waters as the rough diamond riverboat captain.
He's the rudest, most objectionable person I've ever met.
From the director of The Man from Snowy River and sponsored by Mrs. McGregor's, All the Rivers Run, an Australian big event special over 3 blockbusting nights, commencing 7:30 Monday on 7.
Welcome back to Football Park, and what a fantastic night of football. The game just concluded. A great last quarter by Port Adelaide, but not quite good enough. The Bays won it, 11-12 to Port 8-15. Phelps booted 2 for Port Adelaide, both in the last quarter. Seabohm 5 for the Bays, and Woodlands 2. Good game of football.
Excellent game of footy, Pete. I think it's probably the best Escort Cup game that we've seen. Both sides are to be congratulated on their wonderful performance. If Phelps only had have kicked that goal at that stage that we talked about, then the result could have even been different. Yeah, the Glenelg defence has been very good, and it continued. Well, it doesn't continue to amaze me, but people should now give credit, if they aren't already doing it. Scott Salisbury is a most accomplished player. Not only as a defender, but he can play upfield, and he likes playing upfield, but he was the one player that was going to get to Phelps, wasn't he? Yes, he was, and he did it not only in that occasion, but he did it on a number of occasions during the night. And look, we were talking about the 3 M's or the 4 M's before. I thought Murphy's performance at centre-half back was just sensational. And the moves that they made, the moves we spoke about before, Cruz died out of the game late in the game, but his effort in the first half in particular went a long way to that lead that the Bays had at half-time. And, of course, Maynard just sensational in the first half. Was he ever? The early game this evening was also a crackerjack game, and West Torrens came home as Port Adelaide did in this late game, but they couldn't quite bridge the gap. Central District 12-12, the Eagles 10-11. Lindsay, that is Chris Lindsay, booted 3 for the Eagles. Barrett got 3, Dietrich 2. Mandermaker, as we have mentioned, 5 goals in the last quarter. He kicked 5 goals, 6 for the match, and he was really the match winner in that one for sure. Yeah, no doubt about that. And of course that win then means that West Adelaide have got to beat South Adelaide now if they're going to play in the grand final on April 29 against Woodville, so that should be a great game again tomorrow, Peter. Right, you're right, and Port Adelaide out of contention, yes. Glenelg out of contention. Yep. The only players or the only sides that can play, Central District or West Adelaide against Woodville. Yes, and it depends what West Adelaide do tomorrow, and we're going up to Renmark on the bus in the morning. We certainly are, yes. We're leaving at 8:30. We'll get up there around about midday. We'll have a cut lunch and a can of Coke when we get there, and that'll be a lot of fun. We'll see you live from Renmark tomorrow at 2 o'clock for the way home, will you? With 2.5 hours of great football there from Renmark. And stay with us, because after the break you can watch Thriller on 7. I won't miss it.